Welcome back, everybody. It's Whole Nonstop Impact Talk for Impact fans, featured right here on the TNI Network. And this is Trent Law, my co-host, just Uncle Mark.
What's
going on?
Yeah, just me. I don't know. Not a lot, right?
Bill's on his way.
Bill is on his way.
We couldn't keep the people waiting, Mark. Bill's on his way, though.
Yeah, we made the executive decision. Many apologies, Bill.
That's right. And
we had to go.
We had to. J-Bone is doing his thing. He's got a little something going on with the fam. So we decided he watched the show. He was ready to go, but unfortunately something came up. So it's going to be us. And so if it's going to be us, Mark, this will probably be a 3-hour review.
That was my guess. Yeah. I'll definitely need a bathroom break, but we can do it for sure.
Guys, it's Time Machine Tuesday, which you named, Mark. This was your deal. Time Machine Tuesday was your gimmick you came up with. I appreciate that. Yeah, I like that.
I'm glad it stuck. I like it too. I remember I threw a bunch out there, but that was the first one.
Was that the first one? Okay.
It was the first one, and it stuck.
All right, cool. Time Machine Tuesday, NWA-TNA number 70. We've made it 70 weeks. Mark, when did you join again? When did you come in? You were watching from the early days, right?
I was watching from the early teens, watching along. And then I first came on in the mid-20s. Mm-hmm. And then I was kind of regular on the throwback for a long time before I started really coming onto the main show regularly.
Right.
Because I love the main show, but I like the throwback a lot. I
like the behind the scenes consulting that was going on for over a year, almost a year prior to that. So there was a lot of behind the scenes consulting. I mean, that's what you do for a living, Mark. You're basically doing that behind the scenes. So
true story. Hey, I have a meeting tomorrow morning that is some work coming back my way again from another. So the point of that is that I think things are really starting to pick back up because I'm seeing work returning that I'm not having to go out and get.
There you go, man.
Events are coming back. Like the world's starting to churn again, like starting to move along. Dude,
absolutely. The world is coming back. I was at AAW this past weekend. We taped 3 episodes of our live show.
You know what? Can I apologize on air that I am always on Saturdays unable to catch these AAW shows, and I feel really bad about it because, of course, I want to see them. Not only are they great cards, but like that's part of this community that we've developed here. AAW, I consider to be under that umbrella. It's just Saturday nights never work out well for me, but I always intend to. And thank you to everyone. I know our chat and our supporters and Truck and Slowpoke and all sorts of people turn out and really support what you're doing over at AAW, and that's awesome.
It's a big lot of love, especially Truck gets mentioned a lot by the AAW Twitch admins and stuff too, that they're like, man, this guy really is what a G. And I'm like, dude, he's the TNI
guy. Total fucking G.
Yeah. So if you guys haven't checked out, the AAW live shows are every Saturday on Twitch, 7:00 Central. So they're fun, man. We had Ace Austin, Madman Fulton.
It's been a bangorama.
He was on.
Dude, I was hovering over it at that moment.
Lost his tag team title.
Oh shit! They lost.
They lost.
Who did they drop him to?
The Second Gear crew of Matthew Justice and Manders, who are Mance Warner's guys. Yeah. Okay. So
some established guys, not some up and coming people I never heard of before then.
Yeah. So it's been pretty awesome, man. The live shows are great. We're building up to the June 11th show, Crush and Destroy, which is headlined by Jake Something against Mance Warner for the AAW.
Oh, wow.
Big stuff happening, man.
That ought to be a riot. Like literally probably going to be a riot in the building, right?
Big room, we got a big room. We got a lot of capacity for that one. So that's going to be good, man. Things are going up.
Are you back at that really nice ballroom you guys run in?
Not the ballroom yet. We're not at the Logan Square Auditorium yet. We're at Bourbon Street, which is another one of our nice venues. So
the one you mainly run in that I've gotten pay-per-views for is really nice. Like that's a nice building.
Yeah, that Logan Square Auditorium will open back up in the fall. They're giving us the fall, so we'll be back. We'll be back there for sure. But yeah, guys, we are excited to be doing stuff again. The throwback is here, so we'll get on with that. I'm basically stalling to see where the hell Bill is.
You know what? Actually, I never even finished. Like I came in the mid-20s, and when I started regularly, on throwback, man, I've been here since the 40s regularly on the throwback. Main show not as long, but throwback, 40s, I think.
Nice.
Long time. And now we're at 70, right? And we go to 111, is that right?
111. I mean, we have 40 episodes. I remember, keep in mind, there's a couple of Christmas ones in there. They're gonna do
but we won't do those. Those are throwaways if they're even on the app.
They're on the app. They're throwaways. So basically, we got 40 episodes left until Throwback is put to bed.
I'll be sad, but we do have another Truth run with the title in here somewhere. Then
it's coming up. Yeah.
Episodes.
You get one. Actually, wait a minute. No, he had 2 already, didn't he? Or not yet?
He's only had the first one before I started even watching at the very, very beginning.
So there is one more coming. Yeah, there's one more Truth.
Yeah. It's the longer run. It's the better run.
I thought the first one. Well, first one was epic because of what it was. You know what I mean? The first one was like, him
Black NWA world champion.
Yeah, it was a big deal, man.
Big deal.
So that's coming up soon. There's a lot coming up. The Raven title situation still bugs both of us. I know because he doesn't get it
every time I see
later.
Him. Every week we talk about it. We literally talk about it every week.
Yeah. Violet's asking, we'll do the TNA papers. We might. We'll see. We'll see. We're going to decide. Once we get through the Asylum, we're going to decide what to do.
Yeah, this is a good time probably for me to mention.
There's your segue. Take it.
Once again, that the Patreon will be launching next Tuesday, the 1st. Whatever the 1st is, maybe that's a Wednesday. We're still buttoning down some things. Trent and I are actually going to work on some stuff after the show tonight. That's going to be a really good opportunity to give input on what we should be doing, what we should be watching, or what would be fun for us to do, if that's your thing. So that will be available. Hopefully a bunch of people are joining us for the ride. So we'll see.
We'll see how it goes, man. We'll see how it goes, and if it doesn't go, it doesn't go, and we stop it.
Yeah,
big deal.
Exactly. It's one of those things that people always ask for, and we finally made the time to do it. Hopefully, those people really do want it and do sign up, and it's awesome. And if not, hey, we tried our best and we'll give it a shot, man.
I will ring the bell for everybody who signs up. How about that, huh, Mark? I know they can't.
That's not incentive.
Throwback bell is out, everybody. The throwback bell is out for today. And there's a lot of Scott Hudson on this goddamn episode, my friend. This bell is going to be going bananas.
Every episode is Hudson bell to bell now. Every segment cut to Hudson.
Every single one cut to Scott Hudson.
Crazy.
So episode 7. Let's jump in. Episode 70, NWA-TNA number 70, November 12th, 2003. I want to talk about where we were first, Mark, because I was on my buddy Dave's couch watching this. I forked over my $5, ordered some. Maybe this is November. We might have even gotten a little pre-Thanksgiving, Boston market for this one, just to kind of go a little Thanksgiving-y, here. So we probably went Boston market on this time. So chilling on the couch, watching NWA-TNA number 70. Where the hell were you, Mark? November 12th, 03.
Oh man. I mean, I'm definitely working probably a lot right now, building up to the holidays. I'm working at the law firm, and I'm managing the video game store nights and weekends because I don't have any kids yet. So I'm just busting it. My wife is working and finishing college that year or the year after. So yeah, we're probably just busting ass, trying to accrue enough time to maybe have a weekend off together for Thanksgiving. I think this is the year that my brother-in-law first comes in for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And so we probably had to watch TNA.
To watch TNA with you?
No, yeah, you probably did. So that'll be a couple weeks from now.
I love how young some people are who are in our chat. How they're literally when these shows are taking place. We're old enough to remember them and pay for them. They're like we were under 10. We were watching this stuff. So yeah, 2003 guys, big a long time ago. I forget how damn long ago this was. This is 18 years ago. That's bananas to me.
That is bananas.
18 years ago, man. Jesus,
that's crazy.
Yeah. So nice to see some of these guys in the show are still around today, man. AJ Styles at optimal level today.
Dude, I was thinking about that during this episode, even though he didn't have a match this episode, but in this short period of time, he's wrestled with or against Sting.
Luger, I know. Yeah.
Dusty. It's fucking crazy.
Think about this. He's in the business just a few years at this point. Yeah. At this point. And he's already gotten look where the elevation of AJ Styles was. It was fast, man. You couldn't deny the guy. That was the thing. You could not deny the rise of AJ Styles that was happening.
Here's the thing. You can look at AJ. Let me tell you what, Trent, I've got a lot of respect for what you and J-Bone did for a long time to run in a two-man booth. There's so much, to do with
there is
the comments and watching the socials, plus doing the sound bites, interacting
Well,
with
the
people.
good thing is Throwback. There's not a lot of sound bites on Throwback.
Yeah.
And we don't do comments on display much anymore, really. So we don't.
You know what? I've started to bring that back more strategically. I don't know if you've noticed. I don't know if people like that or not, but
it's got to be relevant, man, to the conversation. That's all.
Yeah. That's
to the topic.
Like when Violet said, she'll support the Patreon.
That's for sure. You want to put us over. Put it over. But no, we obviously.
I can't wait to get to the Loki match. When I was watching Loki, I was like, man, I can't wait for Trent's impression of Loki. It's so good.
Well, let's jump in, man. Let's jump.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you where I was. Oh, I did tell you where I was.
No, you on the couch, Trent. I know where the fuck you were. Am I supposed to be is this supposed to be a surprise?
Not really a mystery anymore, my friend.
Yeah,
all
not
right.
at all. Wait, hey, speaking of Dave, we're going to have Dave back on pretty soon here, right?
Dave was going to come on. He was supposed to come back on for the Raven, and oh my God, we were going to bring him back. He was supposed to come on for the big match, like the big Raven Jarrett match. And then we were like, he couldn't make it for that one, so we tried doing something else. So we couldn't make it work. We'll have to schedule him months out. Maybe I could try to get Dave back in here for, I don't know, maybe when AJ is going for the title again or something. Maybe there's a big build up to something. We'll do that.
Why don't you text Dave and ask him what his next big memory in the Asylum?
That's a good one. I'll ask him.
See if he wants to.
I'll ask
him.
That's a good idea.
Give him the choice, because he has the app, right? He could just go look ahead.
I think he got the app when he came on the first time. But God, the memories him and I have watching this, I'm sure there's so many he can just blast off. I mean, I'm sure he forgot some, but there'll be a lot that stick out to him. And I can't. Yeah, I'll talk to him. For sure. But
since we can't seem to swing a guest anymore, we can at least swing a guest that's non-famous.
We've been told Impact Management guys has reached out to us and told us that guests will be back. They were quiet. They were very quiet on the something about the Rebellion build and everything seemed very oddly quiet about guests and stuff. They're keeping a lot to the vest. Maybe they don't want to put too much out there. Weird to me. I don't know, but I did hang out with old John E. Bravo this weekend, and he told me a lot of exciting things are coming up. He's an AAW too. A lot of exciting things coming up, man. So a lot of cool stuff coming up at Impact Wrestling. So stay tuned, guys. There is some. The summer's going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, and so you booked Gia as well for the next few months, right?
Gia was on.
Bravo.
Gia, Bravo. We might as well book David Penzer, who is in the comments here. Mr. Penzer.
See, this is the time. Okay. Mr. Penzer, if you were ever going to hop in, now's the time. We're running a slim two-man booth. This would be a great time for 10 minutes to talk about Roddy Piper. Telling you.
Yeah, I want to address one quick thing, though. Truck is asking, did you actually talk to Bravo? He didn't just yell at you for 30 minutes. You know what he did say to me? I don't know what he said. He literally said to me, I'll tell you. Actually, I will. I have a soundbite of what he said to me. I'll play it. He literally came up to me and he just went,
I don't know whether to say congratulations or I'm sorry.
That's what he said to me. He literally said that to me this weekend. Bill is here. Bill, what's happening? We didn't started yet, Bill.
Very good.
We've been stalling for you.
Well, we did get through the where were you on November 12th, 03, so you can throw that in there. So if you're willing to throw that in, go right ahead.
Bill?
Bill, you got belled. I don't know why Bill got belled.
He was late. He gets belled.
I like Bill. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Tardy Bell.
Tardy Bell.
Tardy Bell. November.
You got the email? You got the email pulled up?
I'm seeing because my internet was down. That's why I was late. I had to reboot everything.
He gets a pass.
Yeah, because I was multitasking earlier. I was at a baseball game.
Well, who'd you go see?
I went to the minor league, the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, which are about 25, 30 minutes from me.
Good name, the Iron Pigs. I like
Bill
that.
is the busiest man on earth.
Oh, he's super busy.
Dude, I have 2 children and I'm not half as busy as Bill is. What the hell, Bill?
You just answered your own question. You have children, and that's your.
But that should be making me busy. I'm still not as busy as Bill. Like Bill is always busy. He's the world's most active man. It's crazy.
We need a jingle for that. We definitely need a jingle for the world's most active man. But Bill, November 12th, 03, my friend. Where were you?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm seeing if I can do it, but everything obviously right now is running extremely slow.
Okay.
So I'll have to guess in November of 2003. Probably, my guess it was not much. My guess is probably not too much. A simple evening, I'm guessing for me.
All right.
Getting
He's gonna
close
go
to
with
the
that.
holiday. Everybody's
Close to the
buckling
holiday.
down with work, getting close to the holidays.
That's
This
true.
is the final stretch before you
You're
shut
right,
it
because
down
like, yeah,
for the rest
like
of the year.
you're right, like another week or two, and yeah, you got the Thanksgiving break into Christmas and all that, into the holidays and the new year. So yeah, I think this is probably a buckling down time. There could have been like more a concert than anything else. There are some around that time of year, but that the kind of heavy time of period is like that September, a little bit into October, November, it slows down a lot. Like it may have been a big show, maybe something at like at that point, maybe like one of the big venues down in Philly I could have been at.
Okay.
Indoor,
of course.
which is all coming back now.
It's all coming back to me now,
It's like
Celine.
it feels like the Twilight Zone because I'm going to shows this past weekend, and now I'm one of the only people still wearing a mask. It's just a crazy world now. It just feels because now I'm so used to it, but it's like, well, it's all.
I'll continue to wear a mask.
We were still requiring because just based on the building rules, we were asked to still require them. But I mean, people are a little more comfortable with it now. That's for sure. I mean, if you're vaxxed, people are really comfortable with it.
My sister texted me today to tell me that her and her boyfriend got tickets to SmackDown because they're restarting their live shows here in Houston. And I'm like, man, and she knows, like, well, of course, she knows I hate SmackDown. There was an LOL included in there, but the point is, it's such bullshit that the Fed is restarting their live shows in Houston. Come on, Impact Wrestling.
Come on, man. Ring of Honor starting live shows. We got to get going here.
Well, I mean,
I bought my tickets to Ring of Honor.
Oh, location-wise,
though, too. Like, come on, man. Give me some. Texas is clearly open. Clearly.
People want to know what I'm sipping on today. It's Sam Adams has entered the non-alcoholic beer market. Non-alcoholic Sam Adams, everybody. That's what it's called. Just the Haze, Bill. Just the Haze. Look at that.
Just the tip.
Just the tip. Just the Haze. David Penzer, if you're still in here, get yourself to Chicago and take out Bravo. I think he's already upset most of the crew. He's pissed off the ring announcers. He's pissed off the commentators already. He comes in.
He's pretty incredulous.
Unbelievable. The way he's taken over that locker room. It's incredible. So, David Penzer, you have an open invite, my man. Come on down.
In some ways, I don't envy you. I mean, I know you had something to do with him being there, so you kind of fucking asked for it.
Like,
but,
I can't lie. John Bravo is fantastic. He is one hell of a damn talent. I cannot deny.
He should be in jail. Yes.
That for sure. That for damn sure. All right, let's get on with the review, guys. November 12th, 2003, NWA-TNA number 70. A recap of 69. We get a whole recap of that. Long recap, by the way. This one lasted a while. David, we'll talk. We will talk, my friend.
If that happens, I will come to Chicago.
You both should come for June 11th anyway. Shake something in Mance Warner. Bill, that's two of your favorite guys right there. I'm just saying. You should check Southwest Airlines and see what you got.
Weekend of my anniversary. 20 years I've been married this year.
Oh, man. Congratulations, man. Congratulations.
Thanks. Big one.
It's about 19 and a half more longer than I was. So that works out. So we start off, everybody, with Scott Hudson.
Of course we do.
With Jimmy Hart at the limo, and he's got a Y t-shirt. Bill, do you have the Y t-shirt?
I did not know it, but I'm loving that Y t-shirt.
I love it.
Because they're going back to that promo. Why, Jeff? Why?
Wait, what did I miss?
The show doesn't start with Hudson. In the shitty yet awesome for the time video recap package, if you didn't fast forward through it, there is a first time James Mitchell promo. There,
that was really awesome.
Yeah, where he's talking about like how he did what he had to do and the fucking beating that Raven gave him.
That was really cool.
And at the fucking, he's covered in blood. You can tell it's right after the match backstage.
Yes,
he's got like a towel. He's a total shoot. And he looks at the camera and he goes, "This will never be over." And it was fucking awesome. So for once, it paid to watch that package. So something to look for next time.
It was a fresh interview. You're right. And I thought I wrote it down, but fresh interview just just for that opening, or probably maybe they got it on tape. We'll use it somewhere and end up working out for the opening. I loved it. I absolutely love that. Yeah. But the Y T-shirt, Bill, the Y T-shirt has to be. I wish they sold that because it just.
Yeah, I almost imagine that was just Jimmy bringing his own Y
for sure,
T-shirt.
For sure.
Other than that promo, which they did harken back to again, does that ever get answered, or does he just avoid? Like, I feel like that's never going to be answered during this whole storyline.
What? I'm sorry.
Even though he's wearing a Y, because the whole thing is like, why Bash at the Beach? Why?
Yeah,
why, Jeff?
Really fixated on Bash at the Beach. I'm like, who cares about Bash at the Beach? Like, why are we focusing on Bash at the Beach?
It feels like that's the Jimmy Hart storyline, and I don't think they're even going to attempt to answer it.
I guess, man. I guess so, but shit, I don't know. It was weird that I think it was because Hogan was never showing up until 7 years later. They had to just milk. Yeah, I wish they would have referenced it in 2010. He's like,
just in time to run the company into the ground.
I'm a little late, guys.
Why'd you show up now, Hulk?
Yeah,
took you long enough. Jimmy's they're talking about the match tonight. Luger debuting. Jimmy says he's always one step ahead of the game. The limo opens up and AJ Styles pops out.
That was a shock.
Cuts a good promo. Says he is the next level. Like, do you want the next level? This is the next level. I'm right here. And I basically wrote down face turn. This is the shift. This is the ultimate AJ shift right here. And then Sting pops out and it's showtime, folks. And it was great. I mean, this Sting is a more fired up Sting. I like it. He is classic. It's showtime, folks, and all that stuff. Yeah. I love it, man. This is classic Sting. The paint. He's
not Surfer Sting. It's a very good Sting.
This is a good Sting. This is a good.
You're a Surfer Sting first, Bill? That's right. I did know that. Okay, I love Surfer Sting, but man, the Crow Sting years are so impactful on me, man.
I go Surfer Sting, Joker Sting, Crow Sting.
I love Joker Sting.
I'm gonna cop to having never seen Joker Sting because I wasn't watching wrestling.
I've only seen clips. My man.
I've only seen clips on
you're
watching.
Kidding me?
You're getting a little bit of this just because.
You sure are. Go ahead, hit it, Bill.
You've stepped over the line now. You've taken it too far.
I've just seen bits and pieces on Impact wherever it's streaming, but I think they're still unavailable on Impact Plus because I've never seen any of it.
Talk about a extremely underrated era of Sting. Like, this one gets overlooked.
If he did that not in TNA, but somewhere else, it would be considered the greatest thing of all time.
Really?
It's brilliant. Like,
better than Crow Sting? Better? Like,
it's another level. It's another level of
Crow
stuff.
Sting was ominous and stuff like that, but this was just a pure character. Like, it was like Undertaker, like, I guess, the Crow Sting, if you want to go that type of thing.
Right.
But this was like, he was cutting promos this whole time. And for Sting, that, like, not since Surfer Sting did he cut as many promos as he does during the Joker Sting era.
The one, Bill, you remember the one where he's in the red suit in the office and he's in a full red suit and Hogan's there and Bischoff, and he's driving Bischoff like nuts. It's like television greatness, honestly. Like, this is never going to get the credit it deserves.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't think Sting had it in him.
Right, me either.
Character
at that age too,
Interesting.
At that age,
like, it was such a departure from what he did.
Absolutely.
Wait, what years? How old was he at the time? Like, what years?
12, 13, 14.
Yeah, this is all still unavailable on the app.
Yeah. But it's great, guys. If you haven't seen it, guys in the chat.
It's only 1 year, 12, 13.
Actually, it might even be later.
It might be like 14, maybe.
It might be 14-ish. Because I was actually, the reason I got back about maybe 40 minutes ago, and I was looking for my Joker Sting shirt. I was going to wear it tonight.
Oh, you bought that one with the big face on it?
Yeah, the Why So Serious shirt.
Why So Serious shirt?
Oh, they did.
You got to look at it. It's around Dark Knight. That's the timing of it.
Oh, okay.
It's
2008 is the first one. Is Batman Begins, right? That's Dark Knight. Batman Begins like 04 or something like that. Okay.
So yeah, we'll check that out if you get a chance. Definitely we'll on the YouTube and watch it. But we go right into the gauntlet. So the 10-man gauntlet is for a tag team title shot. So in the gauntlet.
One thing.
Yeah.
First camera pan into the arena before this match, we see our first Mad Mikey sign.
Yes, we do see a wrist. So, and then they say Lockwood or Mad Mike? It's Mad Mikey, I think, right?
This one says Rip Mad Mike. There's a lot of stuff throughout. I tweeted one of Ekmo's shirts.
I saw that. And I'm going to address something about that. Oh, Paul's saying it's 2012, 13, and 14 for all that. Okay.
That sounds right. Yeah. So you were right at the beginning. It just lasted longer. It got into 14.
So none of that is on there.
Yeah. So it was originally supposed to be an 8-man. Now it's a 10-man. So because David Young petitioned for him and Glen to be in this, but starts off with Chris Harris and BG James. Siaki's next in. He's taken out quick. I wrote down Trinity.
Bushwhacker Luke.
Oh yeah, Trinity looking fine right here, Mark. Just like
man,
Glenn's in.
She didn't have time. Like she was kind of ready to do the whole thing, and it was like.
So I'm gonna say at this point though, it's a fine trade to lose Siaki that early too. I'll take it. Just come off my screen.
Not wrong.
Glenn's in next. David Young, CM Punk, James Storm. Ekmo comes out with that shirt. Memory of Michael Lockwood, right? Today doesn't acknowledge it at all. Or Wes, nobody says anything.
Yeah.
But here's the funny part. I'm gonna bring this up to you guys right now. I was gonna wait till the end to say this, but when Luger comes out, they put over, well, not put over, but they bring up Liz dying.
Immediate. It's the first thing out
a few months ago.
It's the first thing out of Tanae's mouth.
But they don't even acknowledge
Mad
Mikey dying. Like he's wearing a T-shirt.
The locker room all day, probably because of the controversial nature. Yeah, but the controversial nature, So was all show long. We see the locker room showing up.
So we see Raven has Crash on his stomach.
CM Punk has Crash on his wrist tape.
He did have it on his wrist tape. It was.
There's lots of it throughout.
Young
from
guy,
the
man.
Fans, 32,
because what was the time frame? Like how many?
Couple days. 2 days.
Yeah,
it was like 2 days.
It could be one of those things where they weren't sure of all the details and didn't want to get into it as a company. Like, was next week going to be totally different?
It could be maybe the liability aspect of things. You don't want to think
because you like obviously it happens later, but like you don't want a Benoit incident.
Right.
Yeah, no, fine point.
It's tough, but when you're not QCing the guy who's coming out with a T-shirt, rest in peace on the. Unless you're making him take it off, Yeah,
exactly. So they didn't know really how to go about it.
I expected a graphic at the beginning because they did it for Hawk earlier. They did it for who's next soon is going to be what's in the wall. It's going to be the wall. Malice is
Malice. Yeah,
he's about to pass any soon after this, right? I believe, or did he already pass?
It's around this time. It was October, November. I
think it was around late. Yeah, around late in the late in the year. I thought it was 03, and I'm going to check right now because now I'm curious. Let's take a look. Malice TNI. Let's see, guys. He died, and he dies December 6th.
So okay.
A couple weeks after this. So it's now
this era is brutal.
Brutal, man. I think Test dies a little bit after this. Or
it doesn't.
A couple years.
It obviously it culminates at Benoit, but like even the fallout after that for another, I don't even know how long, but this 15-year, 20-year window that we're in right now it's like this. It's this story over and over and over.
Yeah, because crazy. Because what was it? I just saw something. I don't know if it was today or yesterday. Was the anniversary of Owen Hart?
Yesterday, 23rd, or 2 days ago. Yeah.
Has it been 23 years? I remember it.
I can't remember. 22 years.
Yesterday.
I think about him all the time. I am the biggest Owen fan you'll ever meet. I miss the guy all the time. I can't believe it's been that long. So tough.
That's crazy.
All right. What else we got?
Incredible. That's crazy.
All right. So today's night. Julio DiNero comes out. Killings is out. The end comes when Young distracts Rudy when it's down to Killings and Harris. And then Glen takes out Harris with a chair. Through Live Crew gets a title shot. The crowd is flat for that reaction, which is weird.
Interesting point you bring up.
Go ahead.
Because I think this is the whole show.
Flat crowd?
Flat crowd. Beyond flat crowd. When Sting comes out, it's crickets. It's weird how flat the crowd is.
Is it? I thought about that. Was it crickets because of how the sound was mixed, like with the
No, I looked at the crowd and they were pumping in some noise and they were barely moving.
Really?
Yeah, they don't look very interested.
It seems like a different crowd in that building for whatever reason. Like a lot of people standing ringside are just standing there. Like with all the dead zone in Florida, the Asylum had some dead zone nights. It looks like.
I'm wondering
I mean-
if this was if this was not a live one. Was this a taped one from the week
Well, I
before?
know, and we'll talk about later. Sting says like he'll be back again the following week.
Right, so you think they double taped it? Like
I
last
don't
week?
know, but like, did the Sting aura go that quick in like a week? Did the Sting pop only last a week?
Yeah, but I'm starting to think this was a double taping. I think they might have, because you're not going to fly Sting out twice, right? I mean, just save a couple bucks.
Or honestly,
I think it's the first of his taping. I think this is his first show up. So next week could be totally dead.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm curious.
This whole show, in my opinion, was pretty bad. I didn't enjoy very much of this show. The
This was a weird one.
match was great, but this match in particular, too, I thought was pretty awful. Start, I didn't get into this match at all because the way it was booked. Maybe the crowd just felt the same lack of energy that I felt rewatching it 18 years later. I didn't enjoy this episode very much at all.
Yeah, it did. This episode never really caught total fire.
It's somebody asked in the Discord when we were doing the watch along. Thank you, Truck, for hosting.
Yeah,
the watch along
at the beginning of the
Discord.
Yeah,
we had a great turnout. There was probably like 10 people in and out overall, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less. A lot of fun just interacting and chatting. And what was I talking about?
I didn't realize how fun that was. I popped in for the first time just for a few minutes. That's a fun little deal on the Discord that you guys do over there. I like that. Yeah. I'm going to start watching it that way.
So the treehouse, hanging out in the treehouse will be kind of like that too. Some old wrestling or whatever. It's cool. You can stream whatever and just hang out, and talk. Nice. So you can get on and do voice. The other day I did a rewatch on Friday of last week's Impact, and J-Bone popped in after about maybe 10 minutes, and him and I were just kind of shooting the shit. And Kevin Martin popped in for about an hour and 10 minutes, just talking Impact with us. A few people popped in and out.
Yeah, Kevin's very active on the Discord.
He is. Okay. Did you guys hear me like chuckle at one point? I think I forgot to mute my mic.
Yeah, we did. My mic was live.
You guys hear? I think it was during like the Eric Watts thing. I was like, and I was like, oh shit, I'm not on mute. Because everybody was on mute.
Yeah, when you go in, I think it automatically unmutes you. So it's like a conference, like it's like work. You gotta go in and just mute yourself real quick.
Well, and I was Truck was like, "Hey, your mic's off." I was going to the bathroom. I was talking to my son.
Oh, you hot mic?
Yeah, I had a hot mic on. I did.
Hot mic.
I did. Fortunately, I didn't talk about like murdering anybody or anything like that, or about how I did do this next. They might turn it into a documentary or some shit. But awesome. You couldn't help but watch during we'll get to that. That shit got dragged in the Discord big time, and it should. That's the worst shit I've ever seen in my life. Eric Watts' career is DOA. Even Goldie was terrible, dude. Even Goldie's been fed a fucking shit burger and her. Hey, welcome back, Goldie. Here's the worst fucking thing we have going. Like, she was fucking terrible too.
We'll get to it.
Fucking mess.
We'll
dude,
get to
Watts is law. It's
save
dead,
welcome. We'll spend a minute on it. Save that one.
All right.
So crowd flat for that. We go right to Scott Hudson with Don Callis and Red Shirt Security addressing AJ. Then the Raven match coming up. Abyss comes in and Don basically kind of controls him. So Don is managing Abyss at this point. Kicks Hudson out. He's like, you better get out of it before he kills you, basically. And they basically set up the Abyss versus Don Harris later on. So that's coming.
That's what we need, more of the Harris, bro.
More of the Harris solo match.
Yeah, so exciting.
And the thing is that doesn't end. They're there for a long time. Harris boys.
No, they bought a 5% share in the company, from what I understand, down the line.
Oh, what?
Yeah, during the Florida run, they own 5%. Not even they bought it.
That's the whole Arrow Lux and Arrow Lucha and all that.
Yeah, they finance because
they were trying to get the company. They thought they were going to get it. Remember during Billy Corgan thought he was going to get it. The Harris brothers thought they were going to get the company.
They were in line too, from what I understand.
Didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, they had a small percentage due to some financing because they had a production company, basically, is what it was. Arrow.
Yeah, they were a production company the last however many years.
Yeah,
down in Florida.
So there was something where it was a dark period. They couldn't be paid, so they gave them stake in the company, and in exchange for services. And their share got bought out. From what I understand, their share got bought out by Anthem.
Yeah,
Dixie's remain.
They bought out Billy and their shares,
and Dixie's remain.
Dixie's remains.
Yeah,
5%.
5%.
Yeah.
Which, hey, good. I don't mind Dixie staying 5%. I like having her in the family.
I love Dixie.
Yeah, also a Dixie. This is a panel full of Dixie supporters. So sorry, Dixie haters.
So we go to a TNA
panel
ring.
full of Dixie haters.
We go to TNA in the ring. And he calls out Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett comes in, immediately kicks out by TNA. He's like, God, I had enough of you, goddamn it, TNA. And like he tells Don West, oh, the TNA face. You go to Don West. He tells Don West, you get in here. This is where Jarrett is brilliant, though. He subtly will promote the things that Don's doing. He goes, oh, come on here, Don. We all know how great you are on that John Boy and Billy show every morning. Oh, okay, you're great at broadcasting on that. Come on in here. So it's like he just put him over. He just put over the show. Tune into the John Boy and Billy sports show, you know. He comes in. Don West, black on black. They cut right to a great TNA face at this point.
Slimming in the ring.
Very smart. In the ring.
Smart.
But they cut to a great TNA face during this moment. It was so good. He's calling out Hogan. He's basically addressing a lot of Hogan. This, you can't run from me forever, Hogan.
They're getting their mileage out of him.
Yes,
brother.
Well, remember, it's supposed to be on the 30th of November. We're at the 12th at this point.
It's also why
it's already been postponed.
Well, they okay. Wasn't it last week they kept hinting like something's still going to happen, but like they haven't officially. Remember?
I think 2 weeks ago though they postponed it. Like
they postponed it. They
postponed
it. Yeah,
they did postpone it.
Now they're referring to something else. You're right.
Something else.
There's going to be another.
They opened the video package opened with it too. You can tell they're really trying to string their fans along, hoping that they're going to be able to get Hogan to show for something at some point. And it's becoming painful at this point.
Why not just like a video thing? You know, like a video.
And you know what?
Promo.
Maybe this is the crowd. The fallout from getting Hogan expectations and not delivering.
Could be.
Because now you got a whole new crowd. You had more of that casual fan start showing up.
Yeah, that's right. You're absolutely right.
Hollywood
that's a good point.
Stuff, and he didn't show up.
I think you hit it on the head. I think that's a really good point.
That's a good point.
Wow. Never thought about it. They're doing that. Talk about the Raven feud. He puts over the match of Raven. Raven then comes out with Crash on his stomach here, which is cool.
I love how Jarrett's hands are on his hips at the end of this promo, too. He looks like he's steaming mad.
Raven says, I heard everyone's name but mine. You know, and he proclaims his destiny still. But then the red shirts come out and take him out. So that's still up there. That's still out. The Raven put that in the universe. I'll come back to you at some point. We get a recap of the Invitational after this. Daniels and Low Key build. And then we get to Daniels and Low Key. Ooh. Daniels with his Triple X tights on this one. Good call up by Don West on that. They note during this real quick before we get into the match, TNA notes that Sabin was hurt by X. So last minute, Sanjay Dutt's going to fill in for him. And they cut to a quick Sanjay getting warmed up in the back. And he's going to face Chad Collier later that night. And we also have Tracy Brooks looking hot as hell in the rafters, scouting another X Division match for Shane Douglas now that we know she's with him. All right, let's get to the match. My one takeaway was a little slower than I wanted it to be. It was slower, but the hits were hard. That's what I have written down. Go ahead, Mark. I want to talk about it.
I was saying in the Discord, I thought this was the match of the night. I fucking love this match. It was awesome. This was like classic Daniels Low-Key stuff.
You didn't think it was a little slow though? I thought it was a little slow.
The pace didn't bother me at all. I loved, but Don summed it up well when he said, "Oh my God, he's kicking from 27 different angles."
The hits were hard.
It was good. Some good, strong, hard hitting stuff. Pace didn't affect me at all. Lots of counters. I liked Loki kicking out of the Angels' wings because I did not expect it. You forget that these were all technically pay-per-views because to me it's a TV match, so you don't expect something like that. So I was pretty shocked by that. But I don't know, man. I really like this match a lot. I'm surprised you didn't.
It's not about the speed. It's about the strength on what you hit at. Yeah.
Is that your low key?
Uncle Mark. Uncle Mark, your psychology.
Good thing we don't get low key as a guest. If you thought Sammy was rough.
So Mark, you understand how you're supposed to hit me hard instead of fast.
You got the cadence right. But his voice is deep.
Deep. I can't get that deep. I can't.
It's like Barry White.
Yeah.
I cannot get that deep. Go ahead, Bill. Any thoughts on this one?
Mark says match of the night. It was the match of the night, but that's not saying much.
That's not saying much.
It was a week. It was a week.
The rest of the card was
bad.
Awful. In like match quality, this was the match of the night. Yeah. But that's because this was the only passable match of the night.
You didn't like it either?
Well, like you had names in there, so there was some intrigue, like in the main event because of the names, but quality of match, there wasn't really any great quality of matches. The thing with these guys, it was a passable match for these guys, but these guys are really good.
I've seen them do way better.
They can do way better. Both of them,
my
it wasn't in. Hey, Trent, I know you're big with the second gear crew now. It never got the second gear. It was
they never got the second. Exactly. I thought I was crazy when Mark's like, you didn't like. I'm like, no, dude. I liked it. Never got the second gear.
It was enjoyable, and it felt like the boys were just going at each other in training in the gym, just like let's do a little exhibition here, and that's kind of what it was. Just didn't feel like could it build up to that, but we see how it ends, and like they're still boys and all. They're
the handshake and stuff.
They do the handshake, and maybe that's part of it. Like so they weren't going all out.
Could be.
So that's why maybe that's what it is. But still, best match on the card. But in tag matches and singles matches, we just know these guys can do a lot more. Like the X Division, we've had some of the top matches in company history. This isn't even close to that.
Oh yeah, no, it's not.
I'll tell you what.
Compared to some of the ones we've seen,
it's a high pedestal the X Division's on right now.
Yeah,
and these guys are two of the top guys in it. It's tough. We're not graded on a curve here.
About 6 months prior to this match, Dave and I went to an indie here in Chicago called MCW, and we saw these two have a ladder match on an indie in front of 50 people in the suburbs of Chicago. That blew this match away. Go figure that.
Well, it's a ladder match.
Yeah, but it was
a ladder
like,
in anything.
Or in front of 50 people. You know, I was like, shit. Knowing what I know now, I'm like, what the hell are you doing, man? But I'm with you, Bill. I don't feel like I got the second year.
Well, man,
but
so this
not the last
overall much worse show for you guys than it was for me because the rest of this card sucks shit. So at least I liked one match. You guys
was one
really
of those cards.
Good show.
It was one of those cards.
It was a passable, and on this card, it was a good match. It just it's not going to be on the best of the year compilation.
Maybe I've got my rose tinted goggles on, and that's why it looks so good now.
Maybe you're wearing some of Daniel's glasses.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I love this era of Daniels.
I mean, Chris Daniels all the way through is one of the best.
But this is my favorite version of like the gimmick, though. I love
the real fallen angel. Yeah. Now this isn't their last match. They have several more that you're going to see. So you'll see more.
And I imagine they're better. This one, I think, is just maybe a feeling out process. And who knows? Who knows what was going on? Like I said, the whole aura of this show is off for whatever reason. The only one that kind of brings it is the Stinger tonight. Really.
Oh, Stinger was on tonight on this one.
Because he came for all of his appearances. He came for this one. But the rest of it, I don't know.
I thought AJ looked fantastic.
AJ, without saying,
AJ put in so much. He put in so much work in that match.
Saying,
you know, he carried the boatload of the time in the ring in that match.
Correct. If you go Matt,
we'll get to that one for sure.
Yeah.
So Daniels wins on this one. They shake hands. Low key leaves. X comes in, attacks Daniels, and low key kind of does one of those. Should I go in? Nah. And but there's your feud now. That's how you kick this off. Like, because the whole handshake, and he's like, I'm not gonna waste my time helping you because you fucking beat me. I don't really care. So this is where you kick things off. I'm excited to see that. We get a Tracy Brooks and franchise hype video. She looks hot. She's in lingerie. My God, just driving me nuts here. You know, like people don't know. That's dude. Trader. She was my Tracy Brooks was my number one. Like I said, it's weird when like she's the wife of a friend of mine now, and I'm like, I don't know how to tell him, like, dude, your wife's hot. Like I had a mad crush on your wife as a 22-year-old.
Frankie's girl.
Yeah, dude, I should write a song. Frankie's girl. Yeesh. Scott Hudson with Raven, who's bloody. He's bloodied out. The attendants are all with him. He's all messed up from the beatdown earlier. CM Punk's like, we didn't come out earlier to kind of out of respect for him. But I like this line from Punk, and I'm not a Punk fan, but his blood is my blood, is what he says. So I'm gonna be there. We're gonna be there for him. His blood's my blood. I don't care what it takes.
I'm like, where you see the crash on his tape too.
Yes, I like that though. I like that. Very nice. Oh, let's see. David Penzer says there is a Facebook message from Bravo Holy crap! Let's see. Let's take a look. Should I do it live on the?
I like that
now?
somebody told him there was a response from Bravo to you. I love it.
I know. Yeah. I mean, you guys working angles. I'm trying to do a show
down
here,
the
David.
lane.
Let's see. It's loading up. Give it a second.
Well, while you're talking about that, I will take this moment to mention that here we see the cage dancer Amber is back. Welcome back, cage dancer Amber. And around her waist is a belt of some sort. Now, I didn't see this during the watch along or in my first viewing, apparently, but someone in the Discord said, hey, what's that belt? And I said, well, was it the X Division title? Because, we're between X Division matches here. And they said they thought so. However, when I was speaking with Trent before we went live, Trent, what belt was that around cage dancer Amber's?
It's one of those replica WCW big gold belts.
What was the big gold belt doing?
Big gold belt.
World's champion.
May I read this message from John Capelli Bravo? And I quote, I'm not listening to the show, but people are telling me David Penzer is challenging me to a match. Tell him anytime, anywhere, I absolutely accept. I would love to beat his ass, is what he said.
Damn.
Wow. Big word. Is the challenge has been accepted. Mr.
Throwback, bringing the news in the heat tonight.
We need to get Bravo to pop in here and do this
No
live.
kidding,
Face
man.
these two off, man. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I'll reply to him in a second. But
The muffs versus the cummerbund.
man, the muffs with the muffs, the cummerbund hung from the ceiling
On a pole.
Cummerbund and muffs on a pole.
on a pole. So we go back to the Invitational. Chad Collier taking on Sanjay Dutt. Chad Collier was a sound wrestler, just really no character to him. He's just a dude.
Just a dude.
Sanjay Dutt comes out to a remix of Sonny Siaki's music. Anybody catch that? It's that same. It's that same music that Sonny Siaki comes out to, but it's just got a couple extra little record scratches in. I'm like, come on. There's nothing else in the bank. Sonny Siaki's music. What? Why? But anyway, he looked okay. I think for Sanjay looked pretty good here. I mean, he really is kicking some ass on these early TNA run, huh, Mark? You said you were a big fan of Sanjay. After
I loved Sanjay Dutt, and I feel the same way. I don't know. I watch these matches, and to me, he's just really exciting. And I know a lot of guys wrestle like him now, but some of it might be the nostalgia. But I can just remember seeing him in these early shows and him making a huge impression on me at the time. I thought this was a good match, for the talent that was in it and the time in the ring that they've had. And I mean, it wasn't great, but it was okay. Sanjay looked good.
It's funny to think. I think Bill, after these appearances, he's there for good, until he leaves in 2015 or whatever, right? Or 16.
It's a long time. Yeah, he becomes a fixture, just like how
he stays after this. He's there.
He does, because Saban, who becomes a fixture during that same kind of period of time, but he does leave for Ring of Honor for a bit. Yeah,
because you're right. Because I'm thinking right now, Sanjay does not leave after. He stays.
Like Abyss and him stay.
They stay. They're there for the run. They go to Florida, Spike TV.
They all follow the tips.
They do. I guess so, man. So speaking of tips, if you do cheer bits tonight on Twitch, we will play any soundbite you want. So don't forget to hit subscribe. Also, guys, if you're watching on YouTube,
there are no frosted tips.
No. But guys, if you are watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit the like button right now on the video and be sure to subscribe to the page and on Twitch as well too. Got to say that earlier. But yeah, you're right. They follow all the way through till he leaves. Then he comes back and then he makes sure the one title he never got until he booked it was the X Division title. But yeah, he's there. I mean, I think he wins people over at this point. He's a hardworking guy. He really put his all in here. It's crazy to think that Sanjay is like a top agent in WWE right now too. That's nuts. Abyss and Sanjay, two guys you just mentioned, are now agents up north now, which is nuts.
Sucks that they're gone. Sucks that Abyss is gone.
Yeah, but all right. Well, where are we at here? Okay. Oh, this is it now.
Oh no, here it is.
So Sanjay wins. X comes out and then attacks him. So that's how that goes.
Yep.
Okay. This is the segment of the what is.
This is a bunch of crap. This shit sucks.
This is what is being called by our viewers on this episode the worst segment of the show. The interrogators are back, Tanae and West, which we love, but their guests are Eric Watts and Goldie. Now, we love Goldilocks on this show, and we actually don't mind Watts either. But this story and segment was driven to the goddamn ground. Mark, tell me what the reaction in the watch along was.
This is literally the worst segment on earth. In the Discord during the watch along, I see that everyone felt the same way as me. Why? What was this? It was like word association games, completely unrelated to like. This was just a mess. I know
that is the interrogators word association.
Well, okay, but this one had like no goal or point because Watts' character is so lost, right?
Very lost at this point.
I feel bad for Goldie because this was a horrible segment for her too. What was she supposed to do here? They were like, hey, welcome back to the company. Here, we're going to put you in the worst thing we have going right now. Good luck. I don't even understand the point of giving this air. I don't know what was supposed to be happening here.
I think it was showing we're not giving up yet, Eric Watts.
I feel bad
we're
for
getting
Watts.
on TV.
I feel bad for him. He's just.
But this angle, obviously, it's all about Don Callis right now. And that's why I thought Goldie did have a great line, worthy of a bite. Such a good line where she rips Callis right near the end and says, "You're gonna do something, Eric? You're gonna do something about that, Eric?" And he never answers her.
Yeah,
he calls her like a snake and all this other it was like a good 5 insults in a row at Don Callis, which seemed very appropriate.
Totally.
Did anybody know China had an album out? I didn't know that. That comes up in this. Just what about China's new album? China's album. When the hell did she record an album?
Is that like the Macho Man's rap album?
I guess.
I had that.
But then it got cringy with the whole sexual overtone. She's here for moral support.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man. But again, in 03, that was a great joke. That was a fucking humdinger of a joke.
Middle school joke in 03.
It was.
Oh wait, that's the whole attitude there.
It went long, and then the whole thing. You're gonna get rid of Callis, right? Aren't you, Eric? Answer me. Aren't you, Eric? And then they even cut right away to Scott Hudson, who
gets mentioned.
Yes,
I was gonna say. Well, the weird and this I don't get at all.
Yeah,
Eric Watts puts over his dressing. Scott Hudson.
What did he? I missed that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Goldie shit talks.
He's a good dresser.
It's Goldie's job stealer, right? She's like
job stealer, and then because then Eric either before or after says I don't know if it was one of the ones where they ask both, but Watts he's a good dresser.
Interesting. I didn't catch
Scott Hudson.
Was it during
the guy
this?
Wear the same suit for 3 months.
This was so weird.
It was just this segment.
Yeah, this is horrible.
It's so weird, but I don't even know where they're going. Are they showing these two are in a relationship where they like each other, they hate each other, she hates Callis, he hates Callis, she wants Scott Hudson gone, he thinks he's a good dresser, he's putting over Luger. I don't even know what's going on here.
Well, do you do the callback? Because another guy, which we love to rip, Shivani.
Mm-hmm.
His last word in his 18-year business leaving promo.
Yes, I know what this is.
To Goldie they should have got Scott Hudson here.
Yes, Scott Hudson.
That's the last thing he says in his one appearance in TNA.
You're right, because he says Scott Hudson could be doing this job. He said something like that.
Yeah, he goes with the Paula Poundshock reference, and then as he's leaving, he's like, they could have Scott Hudson doing this job. Much better.
Yeah, I think the exact line was, "You make Paula Poundshock look like Diane Sawyer."
Yeah,
and then he says, "Scott, who?" He said, "There's a guy named Scott Hudson in Atlanta right now who could be doing this job way better than you, sweetheart. So just hold the mic, do something you're good at, and hold the microphone." I was like, or he's like, "Actually, no, something you're bad at, and hold the microphone." I was like, Jesus,
wow.
So Shivani laid the groundwork for all this. Son of a bitch.
I tell you,
full circle.
Having been watching Shivani again for the last 2 years on commentary is fucking terrible. I'd be interested to go back and watch him as a kid again. Maybe dumbass kid me thought something different, but he's fucking awful. So, and I thought that before he was.
AEW?
Yeah, he's fucking terrible. I thought he was terrible. I thought he was terrible before he was a heel on Impact. Since he returned, I was like, man, what the fuck did I like about this guy when I was a kid? Nah, he's
really. I keep hearing he's great. Shit.
Yeah, one night, and then I quit the business for 18 years.
Mark says do it again. Wow.
Dude, Excalibur's the best, and Taz are like the two best that they've got over there, in my opinion. JR and Shivani sound like fucking Dumb and Dumber on commentary.
What?
It's fucking awful.
What is happening
awful,
here?
Dude.
Holy
horrible!
shit.
I hate their commentary team.
Wow, I love Shiv. I haven't heard recent though. I can't tell.
Dude, he's fucking terrible. I'll tell you that much. Go listen to him.
I guess you want to tell.
You should watch AEW.
I guess you want to tell him this.
You can take this microphone and shove it up your ass.
I guess that's it, huh?
Oh my god, can we get that team back? This is the best team.
Hey, Striker, D'Lo, give me a break. They're great.
Yeah,
Striker,
phenomenal. Fantastic. They are.
But I wouldn't mind a one night only of these two coming back.
Hey, give me Morrow, D'Lo, and Striker again.
Oh man, that was magic. That was magic.
Let's get back on track here, guys. So weird segment. Scott Hudson trying to get word with Jeff Jarrett. And with Luger, and then Jarrett comes out and stops him. And I do like this. Hudson's like, is he even in there? Which was a nice little like, you even have him, or are you just bullshitting us? So nice little something to hang on to. Again, you go to Abyss with Don Callis taking on Don Harris with Chris Vaughn, the ever-present Chris Vaughn in his corner. No, it wasn't a terrible match from a point A to point B. Abyss wins the Black Hole Slam, beats down Vaughn afterwards. AJ makes the save out of nowhere with this one. Abyss kind of shows power, but then AJ makes a comeback. Crowd goes nuts on the comeback. You catch this though? The crowd on this one, the crowd woke up on the comeback for him, which I thought was
They did. This was the most active the crowd was, I think, for the whole show, honestly.
Until this point.
Yeah. Sandman gets popped.
Oh yeah, that's coming up in just a second.
But
Sandman
like that's
when does he never? Like when does
I actually was at a show this weekend.
Was he there?
There was no Sandman pop.
None.
Was it just like a who's this guy?
Well,
what was the context here?
Booked well.
Who was
he didn't have an opponent. Sandman hasn't had opponents for about 15 years. He just shows up randomly and hits people. I don't think he actually gets booked in matches. But usually someone's getting beat down or something like that, and he shows up. Like House of Hardcore with Tommy does a good job of like, okay, that's the time to bring Sandman out, get the pop.
Yeah.
It was like a random 5-guy like scramble match. And like nobody was really a heel or a face, and there was nothing really going on. There was just two guys wrestling, and then Sandman music goes on. It's like everyone's like, huh?
What?
Huh? Which one's Jay?
Which one's Jay?
And then he comes out and pains He comes out.
Nobody's singing along. Nobody's going crazy. It was like,
come on. To enter Sandman?
Nah.
Damn, that is bad.
I'm there with Dave and my other buddy Todd, and we're like, has the time passed?
It's passed. I think that's the sign.
Like, is it no longer? Like maybe in like an ECW arena show and stuff, you can still get it because you got those hardcore. But people just going to a matinee show on a weekend.
Is this in Philly?
This was in North Jersey.
I mean, same tri-state area.
Same tri-state area. So I don't know. It's something to keep an eye on.
Interesting. Is that the first time you've seen him live in a while?
Well, it wasn't a good spot for him.
Mm-hmm.
What promotion was this?
This was part of a 3-show day. It was called the Trifecta. It was Standalone Wrestling, SWF, and Pro Wrestling After Dark. So it was the middle show. So it was SWF or SFW. Forget which one. But like, and there wasn't somebody to connect with because Tommy was on the first show.
Mm-hmm.
Sandman was on. Shane Douglas was on the second.
Oh,
and Franchise brought it. Franchise was great.
He's fantastic, and I mean, in this even now, I love. Had you get to meet anybody? You talk to anybody?
Not really, because it was. It's still one of those things, and it was just a busy day because I did 3 shows there, and then I traveled like 20 minutes to go to a night show that had like Deanna and Kimber and all.
Oh shit!
So it was a busy day on Saturday.
No shortage of shows, man.
you're getting a lot of Deanna and Tasha now that things are back since they're local to you.
Yeah, I think I see
that's right.
Tasha on Saturday
Nice.
at that same
That's
venue.
awesome.
Nice. I wonder if she brings the belt with her. Do some of these girls bring did Deanna have her belt with her?
Well, no, she did not. But Rhett Titus was also on these shows that afternoon, and he's a tag champion in Ring of Honor, and he had his belt.
First time Ring of Honor started letting their belts go on indie shows.
I was surprised because
they never do that.
Because they did have the belts down at the Collective in Florida, like Fire and Flava had the belts down there, but and we'll see because they're going to be tagging together in Jersey with GCW the first week of June.
Okay.
Like June 4th, like that weekend, they're doing a bunch of shows and they're on it. So I'll be interested to see if they have the tag belts there.
Gotcha.
It's always interesting how they book it. If they book them as like saying Impact Champion and coming out with the belts, and then the times when they don't.
Yeah.
So it's always interesting to see how they present their talent.
Well, like Josh Alexander this past weekend defended the X Division title on some random indie, and it was booked as such.
If I didn't already have a show, I probably would have went to it because it was
Where
in
was
PA.
that? Oh, it wasn't.
It was in PA, but it was like Western PA, so it was a couple hours away. But I was already, like I said, I already had a 4-show day that they booked. But if not, Josh Alexander would have got me out there.
Josh Alexander will be
2 hours
at AAW on June 11th, by the way, Jen.
Nice.
There's a lot of incentive. There's at least incentive enough for you to pull up the Southwest Airlines app and just take a peek and see what the flight is.
Now, one thing, just for all the stuff is opening back up, and the way you can tell, because I always knew it was going to happen, flights are jumping again.
Yeah.
Right back to it.
Those days of the $25 flights, the $40 flights, the $60, the $80.
Bastards.
Probably going the way
of
the dodo.
I looked for coming in for that June 5th show. I couldn't find anything under $400 round trip for that weekend.
$400? Shit, man.
Yeah, because they're saying it's actually higher. Like as you go on, like maybe you can squeeze something out a little bit with like not as expensive. But if you're talking next month, the month after, you're talking pre-pandemic pricing again now.
Yeah,
like
here we
higher
go.
than it was even before the pandemic.
Here we go.
Because
now there's a build-up need.
And there's less routes being flown too.
Correct, because they're not back to capacity yet.
Yeah, like Houston to Midland is a 12 routes a day line, and they're down to 3 right now. So tickets are more expensive than
It'll get there, guys. You watch. In a month, by July, fucking all bets are off. That's it. But I would say, take a peek, Bill. We're giving you a good show here. I'll even get you a personal meeting with John Cavalier Perry Bravo. A one-on-one sit down with Johnny Bravo.
Me and Johnny Bravo, we're like this.
That's a great promo video package you guys put together for Josh, by the way.
You like that?
Yeah.
Rob Malinowski, what a great guy. He's
really
good at what he does.
Atmospheric. Played to Josh's strengths, I think.
We got a lot coming up, boys. I'm telling you, there's a lot happening. We got Chris Statlander's coming on July 11th too. We got a lot going on.
Is she bringing the belt home?
She is the champion right now.
That's what I'm saying. Is she bringing it like with her, like to defend it?
She's defending it. Yeah, it's first time in months. 16 months it'll be defended. So against Hyan, who I think Bill, you made. She's a Texas.
Now it's
girl.
interesting. It's interesting because at the show, she was at the show Saturday, and that who showed up at Impact before, that Marsha Slamovich.
Oh yeah,
she pile drived her on the stage. Very hard sell. Went out with the paramedics. The promotion was tagging her, saying, "Sorry, she's injured and on the shelf for a while." So,
sons of bitches, we got a show to do in like 3 weeks. You guys better not screw us
up.
On
to get the healing powers, Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, the hand rub healing power. Scott Hudson with 3 Live Crew and talking about
this is like the Scott Hudson show.
This is a very formulaic show. Match
every segment.
Hudson match.
Yeah, and that's not new though for Hudson. They did it with Goldie too. Like it's match interviewer.
Maybe it just seems like so much more with Hudson.
It does seem like more because
it's a formulaic show. It's not Goldie, but it's a very formulaic. It's a very formulaic show. This one.
You need to have a very likable interviewer if you're going to do that.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a short. I'll tell you guys what. It's a short show because this is I usually write them down by segments. This is segment 13 on my list.
Mm-hmm.
There's a total of only 16 segments on this whole show. Usually we get 21 to 22.
You're right.
You get a lot of heavily booked segments in this show.
Exactly. So, and it's short because I'm looking at us. We've babbled and we're at an hour. And we're almost done with the show. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it was content wise. That's why when we were talking about that match earlier, yeah, that was the best match on the show because how many matches were even on this show? It felt like 4 or 5.
4 or 5 tops.
Yeah, not a
Which
not
is
a
that
lot.
like an all time, not including like one of those gimmick like matches that took like the whole show type ones because there's been a couple of them.
And the Gauntlet didn't take that long. It was like 10 minutes.
No, but the Gauntlet really, I guess it was that left. That was the idea that the Gauntlet maybe it should have went longer.
6 matches.
3,
6.
4. I got 5. You got 6?
I got 6. Did you count the Gauntlet at the beginning?
I got the Gauntlet. I got the Gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Daniels and Low Key.
Yep.
I got, let's see. Oh, Chad Collier and Sanjay Dutt. Yeah, I missed that one.
Yeah, 6.
And then Callis or Abyss and Harris, and then Retro. Yeah. So next we're gonna talk. So Hudson with 3 Live Crew. Good.
With Abyss, and let me know, which week did they switch over to Abyss's music that he has the rest of his career?
This might have been it, to be honest with you.
Is this the debut of the Abyss music?
Well,
I feel it is.
It's not the debut of the music because remember,
no,
early
that
days.
he used it. He used it.
Yeah, I think this is it actually. And good call out. I don't remember I remember hearing that. No, I gotta take it back. But I think,
or was it like in the last week or like the last couple weeks?
When did he have the match with Kid Cash? Was that last week or the week before? I think that was the one. That was the one. I think that's when they did it.
Okay, because it felt very recent, and I was like, maybe it was one other time, but I guess I just heard it better this time.
I heard it better too because I always remember the cheesy video package, the way the letters, the words "Abyss" comes in, like it's like wah 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 Abyss.
It's very unfit. Yeah, not very fitting.
Well, like
because we like ripping that audio guy, but he was actually maybe on the ball on this show.
You're right, though. I think it's within the 1 or 2 weeks here that music has been attached to him because it was used for everybody in the beginning, Monty Brown included. So like it's been used for everybody back in the day, but this became Abyss's music finally. I wish that the way I take notes now, I wish I took them in for the first 20 shows because I would have written down like Abyss music on Monty Brown, Abyss music. I think I might have here and there. I have to go back and look at my notes. I'm pretty sure I might have a couple times. I wish I noted it for everybody.
You bring up a good point. I used to take notes on paper up until maybe a week ago or a couple weeks ago. And I can go back and look through all that. Now I just use a notes app. I use Evernote. And I just, do it over and over on the same one. And it's like, damn. I just send myself an email.
I just like put an email. So in case I have to go back to it, I can always refer back.
That's smart. And then you have the date on it too.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll start doing that too.
So next one is it's Real Life Cruise. They're talking about their tag team title match. They say they'll take everybody out. They're naming all the tag teams. They will take out AMW. The AMW walk up. Says, well, you got to deal with us if you win, and if you don't, you get out of our way. So AMW is still in the mix, letting them know we're still in the mix on this. Next match is Red Shirt Security, Ryan Wilson, Kevin Northcutt taking on
music.
Oh God, and I love
music.
The Red
Oh my
Shirt
God,
Security
dude,
music.
It's so fucking long. It's like more annoying than a normal siren. Like whatever, your alarm sounds like, or ratchet that up times 1,000, and that's how this. I literally, when this is playing, my ears are fucking bleeding, and I'm clawing my goddamn eyes. This is the worst fucking music ever.
Turned into 11.
Oh my God, it's so effective. I hate these guys, especially now that I know 102. This is like the most hated team ever. That came up in Discord, and people missed that episode, and they were all asking me when we discovered that live on air, and I couldn't remember. It was like what, a month ago or so that we called live on the show.
Yeah, very awkward.
Yeah, live on the show. It was very awkward.
But it was but that music, it reminds me of like Nintendo music, like bad Nintendo music.
It reminds me of death.
Of death.
It's just it's like the worst thing ever. I hate it so much.
I hate it so much.
Taking this one hard. Bad. Taking this one hard, Mark.
Turn that frown upside down, my man.
Take it easy.
I do love me some Rohit. He puts a smile on my face. Rohit's
He wasn't.
friend of the show.
I didn't have him at AEW this past weekend. I missed that guy.
Wait, is he still holding a belt with you?
No, he lost it to Myron Reed. Myron Reed beat him. Yeah.
Oh,
he's in the mix though. He got a rematch. You know how it works.
Okay.
Get a rematch.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I like Myron Reed, but come on, he's not Rohit or Hakeem.
No.
I mean,
he wasn't there either. We were beltless on the mid card belt. This
oh wow.
This show.
It's a short show.
No, we still taped 3 TVs, but it was focused a lot around the tag. The tag was the big build, man. I mean, second year crew and Ace and Fulton was. You guys want to hear a funny story? Total insider shit. This is funny. And I don't know if I should be telling this story, but I'll tell it anyway. I'll tell it on throwback, so it's not too bad. We get to the show, so the shows we're getting in, everybody's hanging out. We go to Fulton. I was like, hey, I want to do a shoot. You know, I need to do the photographer needs to take a photo and stuff. And he's like, I forgot my belt. And I was like, what? He's like, I forgot my belt. I was like, wait, we have a title match tonight. Like, what are you talking about? He's like, it's okay though. I have 2 students who went to my house and got it, and they're driving from Ohio to drop it off here. I'm like, what? When will they be here? And he's like, not till after the match starts. I'm like, I can't have that happen. That's not gonna, that doesn't work.
Oh my god.
So I'm like, maybe I can add a match, right? Maybe we can add a match to the show. I'm like,
some type of filler.
I'm like, there's enough students there. I'm like, we can fill some. So I go to Danny. I go, hey, can we add a match? He goes, why? I'm like, this is the live taping now. This is the one that's broadcasting on Twitch, right? Oh shit. And I'm like, he's like, why? And I'm like, well, Fulton forgot his belt. He goes, what? He's like throwing it up, and he's like, but it's on its way, and it'll be here after the match starts. He goes, I'm not adding any more matches. I can't add matches to this show. Are you crazy? I'm like, what do we do? I was like, what are we supposed to do? And he's like, I'm not adding matches. Nobody takes any more belts home. The hell with this shit, right? So he's like, I'm like, all right, we got to figure something out for tonight. I'm like, all right, so we'll figure it out. Luckily, by the time the match starts, I'm talking like music playing for second gear crew kind of shit, right? Like the challengers coming out. Like while they're coming out, the belt gets there.
Wow.
The students get there, and
the
then
laws of physics on the road.
Man,
broken.
I couldn't believe that these kids got there at the moment the music's playing.
And they put those kids over.
Oh, I was thinking, I'm like, give the kids a fucking dark match for God's sake. You know, like the next taping, shit. The least we can do for these guys, but God damn it, man. I was like, son of a bitch, that's something else. But
I bet you that those things happen more often than you like to think.
It happens all the time, man. It happens on the indies all the time. That's where it gets in tough. You got whoever's taking your belt, you got to trust him to bring the belt.
You got to trust him. Although it's a good thing because it shows it off. It gives it more of a just prestige around wherever it goes, like around the country. Remember when Galloway was going international with the belt?
Yeah.
Like even Aries as the belt collector, like it all helps the brand if you can trust it. But obviously we saw what happened last year, and it blew up in Impact's face.
Yes, you're very careful.
That's like you can see it over my shoulder. That we're never going to forget about this. We're never going to live it down. It's never going to go away.
No, we're not, man.
It's never going to go away. That's why it still.
There's
makes me
one
mad.
way it goes away.
Don't say it. Don't move on.
No.
Don't even say it. Don't even say it. Don't even say it. No. Next.
Is it Odark? Because he's also owes my money?
I had to
in my ass.
I just grabbed the closest one too. We're not talking about this. All right. Keep moving.
All right.
So the red shirt's Raven. So Raven with a mystery partner. Right?
Mystery partner is none other than the Sandman. He comes out, big pop here for the Sandman.
Yeah. They pop for the Sandman this time.
So they wake up for the Sandman. Legend comes out at one point, interferes, takes out Sandman with a handful of handcuffs. Red shirts win. Gathering come out, make the save. I think they handcuff Raven and the Sandman, or just Raven at one. I couldn't tell if they got both of them or just Raven. But this was messy because
I was too busy throwing up in my mouth during this match to notice any of the details. So, Legend came out, didn't know what to do. The Gathering came out and threw themselves around. Watts came out to no reaction. The promo goes over like a wet fart. I mean, this was a pile of shit.
Here's where I got pissed. Let me start with you.
At the very beginning, after Raven put the mic down and everything turned to shit.
This is a mess here. I'll tell you exactly why. Watts comes in, no reaction, makes the save, declares that next week's going to be a Clockwork Orange House of Fun 3-on-3. And it's going to be me, Eric Watts, Raven, and the Sandman versus Red Shirts and Legend. I'm literally sitting there going, Julio and CM Punk are sitting right here.
What is
the two young guys you want to build something on are sitting right here, like with their thumbs in their ass, like. But I guess we don't have a match. I guess we're not in the clock. We're part of the fucking Gathering. But Eric Watts is going to be in a Clockwork Orange.
Wet fart. Crowd is like, fuck you guys.
Crowd doesn't react.
The chance of Eric are long gone now.
Way gone. I was like, what? Literally, I looked at Punk and DiNero, and they're like, what the fuck is this?
Dude, like, we have reached the point that Watts' time in the company is dead in the water.
It's done.
It's done. Nothing. He's in a position of which
and we liked him.
Climbing up. Yeah, I was huge on Watts for a little bit there. We all were, but man,
now he's the one. Though I know everyone wanted to think of. I'm not looking at you, Trent. Siaki was the guy that could have been this and was really this.
Myself out of here.
Watts was the one. When he was doing the Mr. Perfect-esque promos with John Daly and all, he could have been here.
Yes.
He really was. Big guy, can talk, not a bad worker.
No.
But then storyline-wise, it just went down.
And it kept getting worse.
And this authority figure introduced the same episode as Don Callis, the authority figure. Was never
Yeah, you're right. When you muddied it up right away with having the director of authority and then the management consultant, like you're already muddy here. Like this is already this. Like you have too many
because nobody even knows what Eric Watts' role is.
No, and they needed to write that out of the show a long time ago. It's just making it worse.
They could have fired him and said, "Okay, you're just a talent now, and let him at least work that way."
So he has no real authority. That's what he can do.
But here's the weird thing, right? So Watts is supposed to be like this face, like he's coming out, hero's face right here. But in the interrogators, he's a complete scumbag.
Dude.
Like he's a complete piece of shit. He's like oral motivation.
Putting over Hogan, another company's champion, like no continuity. Dude.
None.
This Watts thing is a fucking disaster.
I don't know
what they were trying to do. It feels like it's a bad attempt at trying to bring a little attitude error, like a little DX style Eric Watts, but without anything really behind it. Just like some here, get this line in there. It feels like Vince is like, hey, yo, Eric, say this one line. It's funny. Like that. I feel like that was the conversation.
Moral support. I mean, moral support.
It'll be over.
And then talking about like a threesome at one point,
Oh, dude, where Goldie was like, Goldie had to say her line was, "I'd have to charge you for that one, Mike." Oh my god,
like tag teams or singles wrestling.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That one, Mike. Like, give me a break. What are we doing here?
But I know it was talking about in the Discord. But yet the 3 Live crew had gotten over, and I'll say this with that crowd at that time. But that was like the last. Like you could tell that's only going to be temporary because that whole style is going away in wrestling at this point.
It is,
big
in
time.
2003, and like 2004, 2005, it's done. It's over.
Yeah, this is a huge transitional period we're moving into across brands, like in the industry.
At that work rate style is what's bringing its way in. It's almost like that traditional style, like just. It's all about work, and you got guys with regular names now. It's just regular name dudes now.
Here's Trent versus Mark.
Well, that's what a lot of it's like that now. I mean, you're starting to get into characters again a little bit, but
give me Black Taurus all day.
He was there. We even had Black Taurus. Man,
you did?
Yes, yeah, he was there. Him and Gringo Loco teamed up. It was great.
Oh, nice. Who were they against?
They were against Canis Lupus and Dragon Bane. two other luchadors.
I like Dragon Bane.
He's good, man. These four are fantastic. Taurus is very intimidating in person too. He's a giant human being. I was like, shit.
Big man slapping meat.
Yeah, he was a big dude. He can move though, man. That dude is impressive.
Yeah.
AEW's got everybody, guys. I'm telling you. Bill, get that Southwest Airlines app. I'm telling you. You never know who's going to be here. But total mess with that last match. All right, TNA and West. Today, he's plugging a new merch, CDs, DVDs, all that stuff. I never got the CDs, though. That's the one piece of merch I never got. It's weird. I never got the CDs, but I never ended up getting CDs. I have the first one, Third Degree Burns. That's what it's called.
Is it just entrance music?
Yeah.
Okay.
I never got it, though. It's weird. It's like the one piece of merch I never got, and maybe I should find.
That's weird, too, because I think if you, like, Bill is the referee guy, which we haven't talked about refereeing in this episode because there hasn't been any matches. And yeah, I think if you was the music guy,
I would have absolutely. It's something like now I regret not having those. I have, like I said, I have the one. I don't have the other ones, but I should maybe look into this.
Christmas presents for later.
Right, yeah, Christmas presents. Absolutely, I'll take it. Main event. We're already at the main event. This is it. So Sting and AJ Styles. Big pop for Sting here. I'm sorry, no, not a big pop for Sting. You guys were saying, right? You guys didn't feel like it was a big pop. I thought it wasn't bad, but you said it was piped in. I didn't catch that now.
It did it. Looking at it, this is Sting here.
Yeah,
I should be seeing people going nuts,
throwing babies in the air and shit.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Like I see a few people going, woo, but most of them are like, okay.
I'd agree. The crowd was just generally flat all night. I mean, I don't.
I really think this is a 2-part taping from last week, and this is a late night at this point. I really think that's what it was.
It could be. I've been in some of those audiences
because if Sting was last week, yeah, because
just
like I'll be back next week.
Off because it's like Sting, Sting's big now. Unless they're like, did they think Hogan was showing up that night, and everything was a disappointment? I don't know.
Could be the bad card. It could be all those things. You know.
I just think because they Sting last week referred to, I'll be back next week. You're at this point, are they flying Sting out every week, or are they saying, let's do a double taping and get both appearances in one shot? So it's late and the crowd's already seen him at this point, so that's my only take. So I'd love to look into maybe cage match or something and see if there's any history on this to show that it was taped on the same day. I'd be curious to know that. But Jimmy Hart's managing both of them, taking on Jeff Jarrett and Lex Luger, making his debut. Luger comes out to his old WCW theme music with a little bit of a remix on it, but pretty similar. And immediately they talk about Liz dying. Immediately. I was like, what? You don't even get a shout for Lockwood. What the hell is this?
Yeah, it was weird.
What do you think? I mean, looking back, is it awkward to bring that up, or did they have to, Bill? What do you think?
I think they obviously do it extremely quick. But I think you do have to address it because I think that's obviously what everyone's like. That was a national story.
How far removed?
We're talking still months, maybe 5 months.
Maybe, yeah. It's not long, man.
So it's pretty recent because obviously, like you had that he was investigated. There was all the paraphernalia, but then it's like accidental. But it was. He was in the headlines, and the wrestling fans aren't that much different today than they were back then. And so there were people blaming him, even after they said it was an accident. I think there's still people probably today that still do that. But so I think they have to put it out there real quick, just to kind of act like they're not trying to hide anything. That's all come back and go after, especially when they're talking about Hulk Hogan, Sting's here in the company, and who knows? Maybe it was agreed. Maybe that's how Lex wanted to deal with it. Maybe he's put it right out there.
Could be. He looked great, by the way. I gotta say, Lex looked like $1 million. Still, considering all this, he looked jacked, man. I mean,
you can tell. Like as soon as he takes off, it's like he doesn't look like he has any rig rust.
No, he looked good, man. He looks amazing, and
he's a total package.
He is. I like Luger. I'm
totally boring package.
I always like
bored me when I was 10. Bores me when I'm 43.
Lexi, man. I like him.
So I fell asleep during this match repeatedly.
What did you think of the match? You didn't like the match at all?
I loved AJ selling. AJ carried this whole fucking match, dude.
He's the
AJ,
youth in the match. He's the young guy, you know?
Yeah, AJ worked his ass off in this match. Sting looked great. I've never liked Luger. Like, I didn't like Luger when I was 10. I don't like him now. I think he's even worse now than I did then. He was awful. I hated everything about that. I hate his look. I hate his fake steroid muscles. I hate his gimmicks. I hate the American bust thing. I fucking hate Lex Luger.
The Lex Express?
Yeah,
Express.
There are very few wrestlers I actually hate more than Lex Luger. He's awful. I hate everything about him.
You know,
torture act finisher, terrible, fucking awful Lex Luger.
The Lex Express passed by me and my parents' car.
I'm sorry, I vomited in my mouth.
93. It was great.
How much did you mark out, Trent?
Oh, huge! I was like told my dad to chase it. He followed it for a little bit.
You were like the Wienermobile or the Lex Express?
I've seen the Wienermobile.
Going after it.
The Wienermobile, I'm a little spoiled now because my company owns the Wienermobile, so I see it.
Have you been in the Wienermobile?
I've been inside the 19.
You have seen that Wiener?
Oh, I've seen the Wiener. I feel like I'm getting. I went to work one time in Madison, Wisconsin. There was a big Wienermobile in the parking lot on display. And I was like, I'm like, every time I come to work, I feel like I'm getting dicked around. I don't know why. It's just this huge Wienermobile when you walk in. But
that's awesome.
If you can get the Wienermobile to come pick me up, I'll go to any show it takes me to.
You put that TurboGrafx 16 on the line, and we can talk about this.
That's got to be one of the strangest job perks I've ever heard of. Is Wienermobile on site?
It comes in. Every summer, the Wienermobile comes by and serves us. We get like hot dogs, like. It's like a little picnic, and they're served like from the back of the Wienermobile. It's awesome.
Oh wait, the Wienermobile is functional. I guess I should have figured that out.
It's a drivable. I mean, they set up like a little. I know it's drivable, but they set up like a little like cooking. No, it's not in the Wienermobile. I mean, they set it up outside the Wienermobile, and they serve you hot dogs. Okay. But Wienermobiles, it is a drivable car. It's a very nice car actually.
I have seen it on the road here. It's actually nice, like inside though. Interesting.
I'll tell you, you know who gets to drive the Wienermobile? It's a college intern position.
What?
Yeah.
That's like the best internship ever.
Yeah. Well, their job is to drive across the country promoting the brand.
That is badass.
I have seen that penis.
That's who gets to drive the Wienermobile. The college interns who come in, they start somewhere and then they drive across the country setting up promotional events.
Yeah, you should probably not play that bite and talk about college interns that close together.
Oh man,
I wasn't.
So yeah, this match. Anyways,
look out, everybody.
That's too close.
Abyss comes out at the end, and he hits AJ with Black Hole Slam.
Which
JJ,
one?
Jared calls out Hogan again. Everybody's out there. They're all fighting, and it's crazy. And it's WCW, like 99.
That's basically what it was. AJ ends up pinning Luger, which I look credit to Lex, right? He put
comes in. Takes the
credit to Lex. Credit to Lex for that.
First match in years.
Who hasn't AJ Styles pinned?
Greatest for AJ. I mean. Pins Luger, and then Abyss comes in post-match attack, brawl. Jeff Jarrett calls out Hogan, and then Raven's in there, and we go off the air.
Still the Hogan tease,
A lot of Hogan, man. A lot of Hogan. But that's it. That's the show. Like, that's how it ends. We go off the air, and that's a short.
I almost felt like if it was the show of today, I would feel an after credits scene.
Like you'd have to wait.
Needed to be something.
I could
see
that.
It was missing something. Like, give me a little hint of something. Like, maybe you do have footage of the Hulkster going, Jeff Jarrett, brother, I'm going to get you, brother. Like something like that. Just something.
Or maybe Loki's in that cutting a promo.
Or dying.
Right, Trent? If Loki cut a promo.
Oh, if Loki cut a promo? Like, Jeff Jarrett. Don't you forget. Jeff Jarrett. Don't forget Loki. Loki's always watching you.
I'm going to mess you up.
I will kick your head through the A of TNA.
The Earth is flat.
Is he flat earther too?
Yes, he's a total fucking kook, dude. He's on all that stupid shit. Loki's a total kook, and he wrestles in a fucking suit, nutbag. That's crazy. Props for wrestling in a suit though. That shit's dope.
But
he looks like such a badass. That's a fucking sweet gimmick. That
it's
cleaner
a
gimmick.
Great gimmick, dude.
Oh,
He
that's a
looks
good
cool.
gimmick. Yeah, he looks so cool.
My suit never wrinkles. Uncle Mark.
But that's hey, wrestlers can do. They can be quirky and goofy all they want. Because another former Impact guy we talked about, he had a lot of backstage politics issues. Austin Aries. I think he's only worked 2 shows in like the last like year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
And I've seen him. It's been for one promotion out of Jersey.
How'd he look?
And he looks great.
He is
great. I mean, he is a great wrestler.
He is TV ready. He cut a great promo. His match was very good. He should be on TV, but he will burn a bridge probably within a year or two. That's just what he does. But
everywhere.
He's a great
almost for
wrestler,
depending on your promotion, if you can fit it in, know the right role, I think you can work with him.
Absolutely,
because he's that talented. He should be on TV.
I don't want him back in Impact. Not after that bullshit.
I don't think you need him back in Impact. I think he's a great talent. He could benefit anywhere. Honestly, I mean, he's a great competitor, no question about it. It's just a matter of, he needs the right fit if it's going to happen. Aries, you can put him.
I mean, what are the chances you're going to be the right fit though when he's bombed every single place he's ever been and burned every bridge at every job he's ever had?
To be honest,
what are the chances is you're going to be the one?
I'll be honest with you. As weird as this is going to sound, because from a personality standpoint, I think they'll clash because of his way he thinks and everything. But a company like AEW could absolutely benefit from a guy like Austin Aries, a veteran.
Just the veteran, yeah.
The things he does, like the way he can. I mean, he's a tough guy too. Like, a lot of people don't know this about Austin Aries. He's a pretty tough guy. So like, you get some fucking rookies in there with their bullshit psychology and unnecessary leg slapping and hoarding up, like gathering up. This is the kind of guy who'd be like, "What the fuck's wrong with you? Are you fucking crazy? How shitty that looks out there?" Like, no, you're not pulling that shit in our match. Like, this is the guy who would reel a crew in. But it's what he wants to do. I mean, clearly he's done well enough for himself that if he can only work 2 shows in a year or whatever it's been, and he survives he moved to Mexico, he's bought a house down there. Like, the guy's doing something right. So good for him. I had no hate on. I appreciate his health tips that he puts out every day on Instagram. So I'm a big fan of that.
I don't appreciate him putting medical disinformation out there on his platform.
You're right, and that's more damaging. If you can ignore that, as long as like people aren't committing like criminal acts and stuff like that, they go in one section.
I like his nutrition information a lot. That's what I'm.
Then there's like the goofy, cuckoo, weird people, but they're still good workers.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
if you go full fucktard, I will never support you ever again. If you're a stupid fucktard like Austin Aries, you can eat my dick sack.
Hey, take it easy.
Settle down. Dude, if you're using your platform,
no, we're not going down this road. We're not
people.
Good for you.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, if you're being irresponsible with your platform, you should fuck off. Period. That's it. I'm not taking a political stance. I'm taking a medical stance. You want to take it political, that's your deal. That's a medical stance. Don't spread disinformation with your platform.
I just like his nutrition. I think he really.
I mean, he's a healthy dude. He's healthy. There's a lot of other healthy people out there with a brain, though.
Yeah, no, to each their own. There's certain things.
Oh God, Trent, you're killing me right now.
What? What'd I say?
Oh boy.
What'd I do?
Nothing. It's what you're not doing.
What am I not doing? Am I supposed to?
Are you vaccinated, Trent?
Are we going down this road on this show? Are we talking vaccine and shit?
Yeah.
Get out of here, man.
Are you vaccinated?
Why are we talking about on this show? I have not gotten vaccinated yet. No, not yet. I have not gotten it yet. I cannot believe we're going down this road on this show.
Oh, very nice. Okay. All right. A little too much information for me, but that's okay.
It's interesting. I didn't know that. I
haven't. I haven't gotten around. I personally haven't gotten around to it, to be honest with you.
Oh, well, that's different. That's different. Not gotten around to it is one thing.
All right, I don't want to be talking about that because this has now been this whole video has been flagged with that fucking thing now that says
wait, what?
We now anytime you talk about this shit on any of these videos on any social media, they immediately will tag they immediately will tag this with like a fucking COVID like stamp, and now you're like demonetized everything. That's why you cannot talk about it. Yeah, dude.
Oh,
you cannot talk about this shit.
My bad. I didn't know that.
Sadly, understood about half of that.
They immediately will demonetize this shit.
Can we cut that out?
No, we can't.
We're live.
All right. No more talk about TJP or Austin Aries on this show. God damn it.
No, just don't.
I blame Austin Aries.
We were doing fine just talking about. I don't know how
Flat
Austin
Earth.
Aries came up here. We were talking about Abyss.
How did we get to Austin Aries? He wasn't even in the fucking
I
Asylum.
brought up Austin Aries.
Son of
damn
a
it, Bill.
Because we're
bitch.
talking about different performers and if you're okay with them or not.
Jeez. What happened?
Oh no! Somebody's mentioning Chris.
Like Lex
Jericho.
Luger.
Okay.
It was the anti-Luger stance.
Luger, yeah. I like
my
Luger.
anti-Luger stance is purely based on like wrestling, like kayfabe though. Like I don't like his character. I don't like his wrestling. I don't like his ring personality, his gimmicks. I was just never a Lex Luger guy. That's purely wrestling. Not
Can we just add this guy to lighten the mood here?
You guys swing?
But that's the show, guys. That's number 70. Yeah.
Did we see a torture rack?
No, I don't think he tortured anybody.
And this is his only match, right?
Yeah, but it's his first match in 3 years.
First match. He comes back, but he
comes back
it's not his
again.
only TNA match ever. Yeah, no, he comes back.
Okay. That's what I meant. Because not a Luger fan, but we didn't see his signature move, and that's kind of weird.
Well, I think it might have been just part of it was, might not have been ring ready to do it. I'm curious though, when does he come back? Because I'm going to look right now.
I think he comes back sometime
and
next year because we're near the end of this year. So sometime, I don't know, I'd say maybe 6 months.
Wow, his last match is 06, not too long after this. Let's see here. He does.
Yeah, because his last major run is in TNA.
That's it. This is his only appearance. He has only.
That's it.
That's it. 4 more matches after this.
Oh yeah,
He comes back for Sting's Hall
Sting
of Fame
stuff.
thing. He doesn't wrestle. Doesn't wrestle. He comes out for Sting. He comes out later on TNA.
When does Luger get sick? At what point does he get ill?
I want to say about 2007, 8, around there. 9 maybe.
Oh, so not terribly long. So he went from being in phenomenal shape to very ill quickly then.
Well, he has spinal stroke. That'll fucking.
I don't even know what the hell that is.
Imagine having a stroke, but on your spine, so it's causing complete paralysis. For a long time, he was paralyzed for a while, and then he, he had the spinal stroke. Let me see. I'll tell you.
And now I feel bad for saying all that shit about. I was purely talking about his in ring.
He went through some shit, man. He went through some.
Man.
Yeah, 07, he had the spinal stroke, temporary paralysis. He was wheelchair ridden for years.
I've just seen him not too long ago, and he looks like I could tell he wasn't doing great.
Well, he's back. He's at least up and about now. He can at least move, and all the muscle's gone though. He definitely doesn't have the muscle anymore, and he's not the Lex Luger you thought you remember. But he went through a rough period, man, a super rough period in life where he was paralyzed. So
I only know the rough period that was very public. This one, that's the only one I really know.
Did they do? Violet saying they saw him on biography. Did they do a biography on him, or who'd they do it on that he was on? Interesting. I don't know.
I haven't seen a single one of those shows.
I think he's done some different interviews. I don't think they've done like one of those. Like if you're talking about that recent stuff that's been going on, I don't think they've done like a Lex Luger type show on that. But I know they've interviewed him on different things. Because did they interview him for the Macho Man one? Was he part of that?
I don't think so.
Warrior.
Ultimate Warriors. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So is he okay now? Like is Luger
he's better?
Healthy and not healthy, but
he's clean. He's healthy. He's older now. He's in his 60s now as well. But he's definitely I think he walks around with a cane now. He's definitely not running or anything. So, but he's at least healthy.
It's good to hear when the old guys are still around, as much as we talked about earlier in the show. In this period, we saw a whole lot of tragedy over and over and over again. So it's nice to hear that while he's not healthy per se, he's better than he was. So doesn't matter if I was a fan or not. He is an institution of my childhood, like the Lex Express, and
and that's the thing. I know. I think even Ric Flair, I remember in one of the. I don't know if it was just an interview or one of the Four Horsemen biographies or something. Like he pretty much shit all over Luger like that. Like he shouldn't have been in there. He wasn't worthy of the spot. And
Flair, whatever way the wind blows with Flair, though, you know what I mean?
You're
Like,
right. You're right.
He changed that story
Sting
all
and
the
Luger
time.
are beyond tight. They
Still,
always were.
yeah.
And I think he gets a little bit of a bad rap because they tried to always make him another Hogan.
Yes.
No matter which company he was in. Because he
and
was.
that's not his fault. Of course you're gonna
WWF
say
brought him
yes.
in to be the Hogan replacement. The Lex
who are you
Express and all was the Hogan replacement.
Who are you going to blame for Luger getting a good deal financially? But because he had a better deal, you know, because he had a better agent and he negotiated a better deal. People hate him because it's like, dude, same with the Warrior. You know, people shit. It's like, you know what?
He was boring too.
But you're gonna hate these guys are iconic characters though. You know, people don't know who the fuck. Like you walk down the street, like who the fuck's Kofi Kingston? They'll tell you the Ultimate Warriors though. You know what I mean? Like it's just how it is.
I don't know who AJ Styles is, and he's been around for 20 years.
And they'll tell you who Lex Luger is though. You know what I mean? Like it's just there's something about these guys.
One thing the guy up north was kind of right about. He knows what the people want a star,
it's true,
a monster to look like.
Yeah,
and there's a look, and those guys had that look.
It's the casual.
Oh, like the Roman Reigns look.
Yeah. It's what the average guy is going to associate with. I want to. I'll never forget this. Windsor tapings for Impact, Bill. January of 19, I want to say it was. I was sitting up in the bleachers. Billy, front rows always, but I was up in the bleachers. There was two dads and two sons behind me. Dads didn't know anything going on. The two kids were into the whole show. And I remember the dads, anybody came out, like Trey came out, like, oh, who's this guy? He's about as big as this kid. You know, they do making like little comments and shit. But when Brian Cage came out, they're like, man, that guy looks like he's going to fuck somebody up. I literally remember when the dad go, that guy was going to fuck somebody up. I mean,
wait, but was Brian Cage wearing like superhero cage?
No. But just put aside everything.
His size.
But the look of Brian Cage. These two casual dudes were like, man, that guy looks like he's a monster.
He looks like Luger, defined.
And Luger,
massive traps.
In the late 80s, in the NWA, he stands out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
Look who you got then, you know? I mean, he looks like a star.
He's really tall too, right? Wasn't Luger pretty tall? So that made it even more.
6'7" at least.
Oh, that's fucking gigantic. That's what Doring is, and we think of Doring as a monster, right?
I'll tell you right now, I might be wrong. Hold on, let me double check.
I think it
seems very big.
I might be wrong with that one. Let's see.
He's on like maybe in the Sting area.
6'6".
So
he's 6'6".
Okay.
6'6".
So he's bigger.
Wow. And so just I can't even imagine then Lex Luger's size in real life, you know, being that height as well, because he looks so thick, right? But you think he must be shorter to be that big, to be even with, you know, the drugs that were prevalent in that period of wrestling. He was a massive dude. That's crazy. Yeah, you're right. He looks like a star. I was never a Lex guy. I'll never be a Lex guy, but he looked the part.
I want you to watch. I'm telling you, Luger, Barry Windham, blow your mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And that's like my four horsemen is Barry Windham as the fourth, but
hell yeah,
Lex Luger, I don't deny that part of it. Like he plays a part. Like Luger was huge, man, and I was more NWA WCW. So Luger was. He was in the main event scene that whole time, and Lex Express, it was its thing. It was its moment in time.
Okay. At least you're not defending the Lex Express.
No,
but I'll tell you this, because and obviously Bobby Heenan helped, but the narcissist gimmick, not horrible heel gimmick for him.
Okay.
But you got.
Let me ask you this.
You're still talking about it. We still remember it.
Okay, good point too. And let me ask you this, and I can't remember at the time because obviously we're all young, but did the Lex Express gimmick get Lex Luger over? I don't remember. He beat Yokozuna, right?
By DQ, by count out. That's what fucked it up.
Count out.
That's what fucked it all up. See, that's where they screwed up. That when they screwed.
So when did he win the belt? Did he get the belt?
He never got the belt. That's what killed the whole thing. You built him to here, and then you're like, no.
Yeah, you
and
got
the reason
not quite Hulk Hogan.
The rumor
remember this stuff.
The rumor always was that Vince decided to change course when he heard that Lex was bragging that they're going to put the title on him, like at the bar a couple days before, and they decided, well, we're going to humble him. But I'm like, I can't imagine that's true, because why would Vince invest all that just to fucking not do it?
Yeah.
I think he just changed
But,
course.
But on that same note, like, why would he invest all that money to not
Don't
pull
know.
the trigger?
I think to this day it's definitely a funny, strange decision. You know, I don't know.
That's one of those like not as dark side of the ring stories I want to hear. They need to make
and what happened because of that? They don't elevate Luger to the top, and then you get the Bret Hart run. And people love Bret Hart. Great worker.
Fantastic worker.
Bret Hart didn't make money.
He didn't draw like either,
right? He wasn't a draw.
Yeah.
Who was the bigger draw during that time? Sid was the bigger draw during that time.
Yeah. I think they should have went with Luger just to see what happened, because you didn't let the story play out.
Yeah. Why take the story to the last chapter and not finish it?
Vince, according to this, I'm reading, Pritchard at his interview on his show said that because he wasn't drawing an audience. So it's like, well, nobody was, like who was?
Yeah, that was a really rough period.
No one but Hogan was drawing an audience.
And Hogan left. And,
wait, so if he won by DQ, did he get another? That's even worse.
Well, then he wins the Royal Rumble. He co-wins the Royal Rumble because this is Vince going. Vince is saying, okay, let's try it out. Now it's between these two. So they tie for the Rumble, him and Bret. And then they do that.
Wow.
They do that whole deal where, like, okay, Bret's going to fight Owen in the opening of WrestleMania 10. Luger will fight.
Oh, I know that match.
Luger fought. Oh my God, who did Luger fight? Not Perfect was the referee, but Luger fought Yokozuna. And if Luger gets the first crack at it, and Bret fights whoever retains at the end of WrestleMania 10. So had Luger beat Yoko,
it would have been Bret Luger for the belt.
Bret Luger for the belt.
Okay, but it was Bret Yoko.
Yeah, Bret lost. Luger lost by DQ because Perfect screwed Luger because of what happened with them at WrestleMania.
So they were still protecting Luger. That's terrible.
Because they were like half pregnant.
Yeah,
he was half pregnant the whole thing.
And at the top of the card, you go all in or you don't do it at all.
Like they fucked it up. That's why I was 94.
Do you remember to reel this back in and shut this down back on an Impact note at least? Do you remember at Hard to Kill? We were talking before the show because we knew they were going to put the belt on Tessa, right? Mm-hmm. And then the stuff happened with online and all the stuff coming out and everything. And I remember we were talking before that show, going, man, what do they do? Do they stay the course? And I remember you saying they have to stay the course to finish the story, and they did, and it was the right decision. They should have stripped her the next night, but it was the right thing to do, and that's exactly what should have happened in this situation. Because otherwise, you're still talking about it 25 years later, going, man, they fucked up. They fucked this shit up big time. Of course, we're still going to be talking
Tessa and Sammy. That was a 7-month storyline. If you just
could have
bailed,
they could have bailed on it at the last minute because of real life shit. Because of shoot things going on, they could. And if they had bailed on it, we would have made excuses for it and understood it, though, right? Because serious at the time, right?
True.
But they didn't. Credit to them for not, because the pressure from fans was there to make them change that booking. And
you could not.
From their own fans or from the internet wrestling community?
Good question. Yeah, good point.
That time, a little bit of both from what I saw. Definitely a tougher position than they've typically found themselves in. Because
big enough to make such a change, though. You know what I mean? Is it worth?
And I'm glad they didn't. Right? Obviously, they chose that it wasn't, and it was the right decision to make, I think. But I would have understood if they went the other way. I wouldn't have liked it, but I would have got their business decision.
I always use the sports analogy for that. If you listen to what the fans say, you wind up sitting with them.
I like that. I like that. That's really good. Who said that?
Well, that's just in general sports. Like,
just
if you listen to what the fans say, like about the football team, if the GM makes a trade because they're like, you need to do this, you lose your job. That's you don't react to the whims of a group of people.
I like that.
You stay your course. You do what you set out to do. You change it for other reasons, it's probably a bad idea.
I like that.
Always a tribute to Yogi Berra, if you don't know, and it's a sports quote.
There you go.
Very safe. Very safe. Good chance he actually said it.
Or you can say Marilyn Monroe, right? Like all these other like quotes that women put up a lot of times. It's just like
Not for sports though, but not for sports.
Marilyn Monroe. But put Marilyn Monroe on that too.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe.
over as she's standing with her dress over Frasier.
All right, well, let's
We're
get out of
so
here, guys.
fucking. We finished the review like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, we did. We stretched this out.
But you know what? I learned a lot of shit about Lex Luger. That I mean, again,
Well, yeah,
I've
this
never
is
been
his
a fan.
appearance, so we should
yeah.
about Lex Luger.
Yeah, I feel like actually I got a lot of good Lex Luger information that I didn't know. Some of it because I was gone, some of it because I never really cared about Lex Luger. Interesting stuff. I appreciate the background.
You can't hate again. People hate him because people always go that he killed Miss Elizabeth. Well, he didn't kill her.
That's not why
I hated that. I never liked that whole thing. And people are like, well, he wasn't a great wrestler. I'm like, you know what, man? What's the definition of a great wrestler? Is it the guy who draws money, or is it the guy who can do eight backflips, in the ring? It doesn't matter. The guy
Luger
who
wasn't either, though.
No, but I think Luger was a presence. He's a presence enough that he turned enough heads in his career. To this day, people will know who Lex fucking Luger is.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The guy's a star, man, and I will never discredit. I implore you to look at the U.S. title run in '89. It'll change your opinion completely.
I'm sure I watched it at the time.
That stuff is fantastic. Barry Windham, Michael Hayes, Steamboat. He took out everybody.
Man. That's a lot of great opponents you're putting up there too. I would be interested in seeing that run.
And nobody wears a puffy shirt in a mall better than Lex Luger.
That's damn right, man. Damn
that
right.
Is some good footage. That's classic shit. That's such classic shit. Was he signed at that time or unsigned? Right? Wasn't that a controversy when he made that mall appearance?
He was free to sign with WCW. His contract expired the day before, and they missed it. They absolutely missed. They missed signing him. So
God,
he was free.
Your mind, both of you guys are like wrestling historians. It's like miniature Jim Cornettes, but less obnoxious. I didn't mean that in a bad way. I meant that in a good way. As a historian, Cornette's fantastic.
I love that. No, it's just you remember stuff. I don't know, man.
You guys remember all this shit though. I don't remember. Well, I'm high a lot, but still, I don't remember all this shit.
Get the hell out of here.
What you grew up with and what you like.
Yeah,
and that's why we're doing this show. This is why TNA, Impact.
Yeah.
But honestly, this is, and I've said it before, my wrestling is this era, like the era we were just talking about.
Yeah.
When it gets into Attitude Era, I turned it off.
Did you really?
See, I still like that too. I liked everything.
You didn't watch any NWO stuff and all that? Did you not grow up with any of that? To me,
it was a cheap version of ECW.
Were you still keeping up with ECW though during that time, or not at all?
I was, but once again, I thought they stretched themselves out too much too.
Oh, by '99, they were really stretched.
Yeah, they were
out
those
there.
last couple of years. That wasn't the ECW I grew up with.
Yeah,
they changed, and then up north was just a watered down version to me of what ECW, what ECW was.
So let me ask you this though: I don't think
it wasn't
I
going
ever
to
asked
live forever.
No, I never asked it. Was TNA what brought you back into wrestling too? Then the Asylum shit.
Yeah.
Same with me. That was the same with me
because it was a combination of ECW and WCW.
Yes.
See, I was still watching. I never stopped, but Raven is what brought me to TNA.
Yeah, like there would be. I check in from time and look at see what people I liked were doing, but overall, I couldn't watch the whole show.
No, absolutely not.
And it lost my interest.
Wow. Yeah, that's why I loved it, man. It was,
and I think there might be more. I know RK just said that, like he didn't watch Attitude Era either. I think there was those people that, like, if you like the traditional, and maybe those people like the new NWA and stuff like that. There's things that come and go in wrestling that you either like or dislike, and if you do a good balance, that's probably the best way to bring people in. If you go all in a certain style, you're going to turn people off.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. I'm with you on that.
Well, that's kind of where we always talk about that on the main show. I know we're almost done, but the current Impact product does that really well. It's got a little bit of everything for everyone. 2 women's matches, a couple tag matches, crowded main event scene, needs a mid-card belt, but, good, strong stories, interchangeable workers, just really solid program. That's why we ended up liking, the Asylum is a bit of a mess where we're at right now, but we come out of it into the Impact Zone with a really strong product that understands itself.
Oh, there's another wave in the Asylum that comes. There's the third wave of the Asylum when you get all the Petey Williams and the Eric Young becomes. Yeah, that next crop. Jeff Hardy starts coming in.
When is that? It's got to be right before that.
Very soon.
Right?
We're coming up on it. We're coming up on 04. You start seeing all those guys. Team Canada. I'm trying to think who else. I mean, like other ones get established. There's people who leave by this point. There's a lot happening in 04 also. 04 is a nice little turning point, man, as well. So keep an eye, man. There's shit to go.
Title run too. So there's still a bunch.
There's a lot to go. You still have 04. You still have quite a bit of 04 to go. So, but let's wrap it up. Let's see what we got. Let's let these people go, guys. Let's get plugs. Mark, where can they find you, man?
Mark World Order, MARKQ World Order on Twitter.
Very nice. Bill, where can they get you?
They can find me on the normal Twitter, Instagram. My name, William M. Gardner, GARDDR. But I do want to give a shout out for my buddy Dave. Just put TNA wise, pretty much his whole collection of his 2013 TriStar cards autographed on eBay.
Oh,
so definitely check that out. I know we have a lot of collectors during this show, and if we're collecting that set and need them, he couldn't get like the last couple cards. So now he's just getting rid of the whole set.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like I think because like he needed like a Hogan and somebody else. He's like, I'm not spending a couple $100s on like one card, so he's putting them all out there.
No kidding.
So if anybody that wants any of those 2013 ones, it's Pesh 2112, and then you can find them. But if you look 2013 TriStars, my guess is there's not a ton on eBay, so you can probably.
Is that like the card for TNA card collection? I don't know anything about cards.
It depends. There was a couple years where they did them, but that was the one where, like, I guess when you got a box, they always included
an autograph.
PESH.
Oh, my bad. Let me delete that. Oh, well, wait a minute.
Don't put it up again.
PES. Oh, just PESH, huh?
Yeah, PESH.
2112, though, huh? He's a big Rush guy. He's a Rush fan.
Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
Nice.
Probably knowing him, but
Trent's brain is always on the music.
But 2013, that's a pretty loaded roster. So
nice.
Good names in that year.
Cool.
And I hate that I don't know what that decade looks like. Who's in 2013? Joe, AJ, all the guys I know.
Maybe there's a Joker Sting.
Joker. I gotta see this. This is the one I want to see. Is Joker Sting? Like that's right up my alley. Oh, they have them all collected.
Yeah, they're all on there, man.
Okay.
All right, guys. You get me at Transiberi on Twitter. Also, the Backstage Boys podcast I do with Basil. We've been off a few weeks. A couple things came up, but we'll be back next week with that.
I was wondering that.
AAW Pro, guys. It's AAW Pro on all social media. I'm a producer there. We have a lot of Impact talent coming through, so support AAW. It is where all the guys come from that you end up seeing on TV, and some who are on TV you will see at our show as well. We have a show coming up on June 11th at Bourbon Street at Crush and Destroy, which I still cannot get an answer on who named the show Crush and Destroy. I have no idea.
I was wondering about that.
I have no idea who named it that. I'm like, I sent a group, like a text to our group. I'm like, who came up with Crush and Destroy? And nobody responded to me. I'm like, nobody's claiming this.
No one wants to own it.
There's a problem here, but
well, at least it's not that name of that weird NWA pay-per-view that's got really strange name.
What is that one?
Oh, the Things We See in the Dark or some shit like that.
Oh,
it's weird name for a show.
Interesting. But yeah, guys, a show here at We Talk Impact on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just type in at We Talk Impact or Total Nonstop Impact. It comes right up. Don't forget, guys, all audio platforms, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon. Rate, review, and subscribe, guys. Twitch.tv/Total Nonstop Impact. And Pro Wrestling Tees, the sale starts tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. 20% off Memorial Day sale. Pro Wrestling Tees, go get the new shirt, the Al and Mike shirt. Now is the time to order when they run those sales. So pick up a Total Nonstop Impact t-shirt, guys. It runs, I believe, all the way through Memorial Day.
Yeah, so it's a long sale.
That's a really long sale, yeah.
It starts tomorrow. Get it now, guys. Go ahead and grab that shirt. It is really, really cool. Discord, the link is in the description below. Discord is fun as shit from what I understand. So get in there, hang out with the Discord crew. And Truck is leading the way on the watch along. So if you want to watch this show that we review for Throwback right before we go live, watch it on the Discord. Truck's hosting. That's a blast. So thank you again to Truck for putting that on. Also, thanks to Truck for all the bread recipes. That's really nice too. And but I think that's it. What else do I got here?
What's this week? Right,
Yeah, youtube.com/TotalNonstopImpact, guys. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, hit the like button on anything you're watching. Share it around. If you are a Reddit threader, go ahead and put it on Reddit. Share the link around the main show schedule. Actually, here we go. Tuesday, Time Machine Tuesday, NWA-TNA Throwbacks. Next week will be number 71. Wednesday afternoons at noon Central Time, US. The TNI UK boys, Bison Joe and Steve, do their weekly review and weekly breakdown discussion program midday for the US. Catch them live. They're going to be live tomorrow as well. Thursday, the flagship show, Impact and Access TV post show. We go live as soon as we finish the watch along, which Bill and J-Bone will host on Twitch. They do the co-stream watch along on Twitch. As soon as that's over, we go right with the post show, Twitch and YouTube, break down the whole show, full discussion. Guests going to be rolling back in soon. So the road to Against All Odds is on now. So we're going to be breaking all that down as we head to June 12th. I believe that is right. That's Saturday, June 12th.
Correct.
Yes.
Wait, is it?
Yeah, June 12th, day after the AAW show. Shit. But cool. All right, guys. I think that's it. I didn't miss anything. Any other plugs?
I apologize for the talk that's going to get our video flagged.
We've been demonetized.
Now I know that. Now I know that. Is that like saying fuck too many times?
No, they let fuck go. But the second you talk anything vax,
don't say it again.
Oh, we're already done. We're fucking forking it. It's already over.
They're like
just as long as you don't put anything as our image. That's
don't
always,
put blood.
Well,
yeah, no blood.
No blood.
Yeah,
which TNA at that point had a lot of blood. Like we haven't had blood a lot lately, though.
No,
surprisingly.
good.
I wonder if that's part of
Raven today.
Yeah,
today.
Raven every episode. Well, J-Bone.
Yeah, Raven always
dude, Raven walks out bloody. I don't even know. I don't even question it. He's covered in blood. He's probably sacrificing something. Whatever. It's Raven. But J-Bone used something that was like not even blood for one of the covers. Do you guys remember this a few weeks ago?
It was Raven's reddish paint, and they thought it was.
That's
blood.
what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
So we changed it. And it was fine.
Cammy used paint.
And then we changed it. And it was fine. So it was nuts. All right, guys, we're gonna get the hell out of here. Thanks for hanging out this late. We appreciate everybody. Have a great rest of your week. We'll see you tomorrow for the TNI UK guys, but then Thursday post show for Impact and Access TV. All right, guys, we'll see you later. Have a great night, everybody.